What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Mile Day Prairie Podcast. Here we are, episode 18, part 2. Ryan, beautiful.
Joining us for our second.
How's it going?
We're back. So we took a little drink break, and we're talking about coronavirus. We're going to stay off that topic for this one. We're just going to get into some fun stuff here, all right? So no fucking clue what's going on, but
Yeah, just talking. I got something that I wanted to ask you guys. I just thought it was an interesting podcast topic that someone brought up when we were in Korea, just shooting the shit outside, doing all of our layouts. Do you guys believe that there is free will?
It's an interesting question.
Free will versus like destiny?
I definitely,
Sort of. Yeah.
What do you define free will in your words?
So the free will to me, you see, I wrote down all this stuff, but I forgot my notebook. But
That's okay. Give us a gist.
and here's the thing, and I can look it up to be sure too, and which we should because I think
Yes.
definitions are important. But free will is basically the ability to act without the confines of destiny, or fate.
Yeah, fate.
okay.
I think there is free will.
Yeah, I agree.
I would
I
say,
don't think there's a destiny or fate for anyone. I think it's just however you kind of go
I
about your life.
thought coming into this asking we'd all probably have a general consensus, but we'll see when we go around the table. But I'm also an advocate for there is free will.
Yeah.
Free will, free will, free will.
See, I'm in the opinion that there are multiple universes. If you want to go that deep, so
Wow.
I don't think any of this is free will. I think it's all. Thank you. I think
For anyone who doesn't know, Sam hates getting his face touched.
Right,
so
thanks,
that
Ryan.
was
Yeah, but what's better? What's better, all right? Would you rather...
What did he even have on his face? What was it?
He was had really long hair that was not his hair.
Oh.
So you were saying, Sam, the
No, wait,
multiverse?
wait. Before we get into that, if I'm someone who has something on my face...
You could have just told him.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
If there was something on my face, all right, and I saw it, and he's in the middle of a topic that he's discussing, which I clearly interrupted him in, and I pulled the thing off his face to make sure he looked better while discussing this topic, I'd say you should appreciate that.
Well, that's why I said thank you. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not
Thanks
saying you
for-
didn't. I'm just
Oh,
I'm saying
no,
like
yeah.
I thought you should appreciate it, and I'm glad you did.
Okay.
So
I would have told him. I would have just said, hey, you got some schmutz
yeah, but then
on
I
your face.
interrupt him. Now I'm interrupting, but now we're
You
interrupting 'cause
interrupted
guys-
the
no,
whole
you
thing.
you interrupted him by saying Sam.
No,
hates
your
being touched.
action was the interrupter.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
he
it was.
continuing his
He
talk.
was quiet after you touched him.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he was.
He
Was
paused
he
for a
not?
second. He was
It-
about to continue,
it-
though, right?
Yes.
See, I know Sam. I know Sam better.
Your
I
action
know
was
Sam
still
better.
the
Okay, you know him
disruptor.
so well, you know that he doesn't like his face touched. So you just
No,
did
but
it
I knew
anyway.
he was going to continue after I grabbed the hair off his face because he was going to appreciate
This
it.
fucking guy.
All right, see
Sam,
what I
take it
deal with?
away.
No
Okay.
respect.
No,
Well,
respect.
Since I
Dignity.
believe that there's like multiple instances of the universe, I think that there's infinite amounts of like situations that we could be in, and we just so happen to be in one where I follow this specific path
Sam,
of random choices.
do you believe there's a multiverse?
Yeah.
Interesting. Sean,
Shit.
free will? No free will?
I definitely think there's free will. I'm a big advocate of everything is not predetermined because that sucks. I don't know. I feel like it's like kind of gloomy to look at it like that. It's like, oh well,
I'm meant
it's,
to do
it's-
this.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like it's easy to chalk up good things and bad things to it. Like good things happen, and you're like, oh well, like it's not that I worked hard for that. That's just how it happens in this. Like it's fate
Life
that
I'm in.
happened.
Yeah,
Or,
I
like,
would say
something bad happens. It's not like my choices didn't cause that. This was how it's supposed to happen.
The world has doomed me
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a
Yeah.
cop out personally.
I could agree with that
I
in
think
some
it's an excuse.
cases.
Yeah, I think it's an excuse.
Yeah,
to-
Destiny,
obviously-
like saying something.
yeah.
Yeah,
destined.
obviously that's
Like,
not
say-
all cases.
Say
but-
there's
Yeah, right.
say there's a trash man who said not there's anything against trash man, like obviously someone has to do the job, like I don't have a thing against them, but like say the reasoning behind them sticking with their job forever and never moving on, it could be anyone, not like say it's a low end car salesman or whatever, them not moving up to like a higher position, like their excuse is, oh, this is like what I'm meant to do. I feel like that's like a cop out. Like you
I
could
would
probably
agree.
get to like
So-
a bigger point or like a better position, but you like choose not to put your like foot forward and like do that, you know?
I think that's where I see it differently. I don't, like I said, I don't think it's entirely free will. But I think it's based on the fact that there are like an infinite amount of occurrences of this, but where there's slight changes in things. So I'm not one to pit blame or like put focus on like the destiny led me here. It wasn't my hard work. It was like no, you got to where you were. This was just the instance where you chose to work really hard. Like, all of the effort is still there. All of the paths that you decide to take were just this specific route of your choices. There's a different form of you. Like,
But-
theoretically, there's a different form of you taking a slightly different approach in a different instance and infinite amounts of times in different situations.
But in that own definition, there was choices. You made decisions,
right.
right? So you have the ability to make the decisions that you want to make.
Right. You have the ability to choose, but the reason why I see it differently is because no matter what, you would only make one choice.
He's saying
Think
that
if you're at a fork in the road, you have two options. You go left or right, but your instance, you only go one or the other. You can't go both. So you decide to choose that, but that means that you take this instance of life. There's some other different one where you choose the opposite answer.
Yeah, see, I agree with you. Where I also think that the multiverse theory, I believe that's possible and everything,
Right.
and that there is different universes where we do anything that can happen will happen.
Okay.
But you still have that choice, like you said, in this instance. So in this instance, this is the choice you make. That's one thing, but you personally have free will to make the choice. You're making the decision.
Right. I agree that you're making the decision, but it ends up being like a defined path so like the hard part is not looking at it in a term of time, because time is only we are like constrained by time. So if you look at it outside of time, it's just a path. It's just a path that you took from this period to this period. And no matter what, however path you chose to get there is just one way. You just took the other way in a different occurrence. And sure, you made the choice in that instance, but really, who's to say that if you just took away time that was predetermined anyway?
Well, because like what you're saying is kind of like it kind of goes against itself in a way, because if there are multiple universes where different you have different options, and there's essentially like a universe where you did every possible option,
right?
Wouldn't that
it would
destiny by definition, because you're just in the universe that was the option you chose and it had to happen.
I don't believe in any of this multiverse stuff.
I believe there's a
I think
multiverse,
we're
but
all
I don't
unique.
believe it like that. It's like that we exist in multiple multiverses. I just think that like the universe is inconceivably so large that eventually you just get to the outer rims of it, and then you would go beyond that and then into like another like universe in a sense.
Wouldn't that be multiverse?
Be multiverse, but not in the sense that like our consciousness and like us, who we are in the other ones. You know what I mean?
It's just a
Right,
very
but
similar.
why not?
I don't know.
I mean,
that
like you
there's
don't.
any-
I mean, like I want to have the
like
answer.
just
Like,
the way
why
I would
couldn't
conceive it. Yeah, I gotcha. I mean, just the way I would conceive it, it's like there's nothing that tells us that there would even be multiple versions of ourselves anywhere in science.
Yeah, I don't think so
Right.
either.
What
But
makes
there
me
is like some things that say like, yeah, it is possible that like the universe is just so large that we can't even conceive the fact that there would be another one.
right,
Like there is like at least theories backing that up.
right. If you think of us on like a super theoretical physics level, we're just like a combination of electrons and protons and neutrons. We're just like an atomic structure.
Yeah.
What makes it not possible to be recreated the exact same way somewhere else?
I think something with our brains just makes us unique. I don't know. I personally feel like there's no one as like ridiculous as me.
I mean,
You-
once you
wait,
get down
wait,
to the
so does that
spiritual
mean that-
version of it, sure, but
So do you think that there are aliens? There are no aliens that are even remotely as smart as we are?
No, I'm saying there's most likely there are, but I'm just saying there's no one that's exactly like me. Like there's definitely people that might be close, but there's not anyone who has the same exact thought process as me. Like I feel like I don't know, just that's how I feel. There's no one like me. I'm
agree.
unique.
I'm not a believer in the multiverse or nothing like that, but I could see I understand the theories and like why it could make sense and stuff. It's just not something I choose to like.
There's just no one.
Think on.
There's so much that goes into like genes and shit that I feel like there's no one exactly like me, like at all. There's not one person that has the exact same like build up as me.
Right, but I think in the theory of the multiverse is that
That's
the
where it
same
would.
yeah
There's
the
an
same
infinite amount. It's
the same
infinity.
sciences would apply in this different universe of genealogy and all of that,
Yeah, I don't believe in that shit.
and it just exists somewhere else.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm more focused on like individuality. So like, even if there is multiverse stuff, like I don't really care.
Right. I
Like,
mean, it doesn't affect my day to
yeah.
day. You
Of
know what I mean?
course.
It's
yeah,
just,
yeah. So it's,
It's
not
totally,
like
it's totally
Where's the
theoretical.
other
I don't
Sam?
obviously
Right.
obviously
Where's
it's
he at?
theoretical, but like
yeah, the guy having
when it
Reese's
when
Puffs
it comes
instead
to
of
like
his fucking
free will
Raisin
and
Brans
stuff
having
like
a great
that,
in the morning. Not me.
I don't view the multiverse like how you said, how it's like in this multiverse, all of these choices are the ones that I made, and those are the ones I'm going to make.
Right.
because that's kind of like it
Yeah.
predetermines
Right. Exactly.
what I'm going to
That's
select.
how I saw it too.
And even though like if you look at the multiverse, technically you have multiple choices. It's not. I view it more as like, start point. Like everything in the past is predetermined, and then anything from this point on, there's thousands and billions of ways that it could go. Right.
Yeah, I can
Right.
just
But
punch
the
Sam in the face
but the
right
way
now.
that things go, is the one path that is like exists. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's similar to what I was saying. The hard part is just not looking at it in a sense.
I don't think the other paths happen.
Oh.
I'm saying like whichever, like the path that we're on
They
is
just
the
don't-
only
they-
path.
Right.
Like theoretically, like I could do one thing and it would affect the future, but if I don't do that,
Right.
it's not like that other thing occurs somewhere else.
Right.
Okay.
Have
That
we
was a good
like
question.
completely blown this out of?
Yeah, I think we're just
No,
like
yeah.
going
I
on
mean,
some
well,
No,
I
I mean,
bullshit.
no, not at all. And especially what Sam was saying, like, when I look at free will, when you were talking about if you break it down, we're all just a bunch of atoms, right?
Right.
Made up. And if you look at it that way, then you don't have free will, right? You're doing what you do, in science, in nature, to live and reproduce, move on, and exceed in life, whatever. I think like the free will comes from the individual. Like, you have the option to choose to do one thing or not, and that is free will. Having the ability to choose, that's free will.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Like without whatever, without the confines of fate or destiny, all of that, you have a decision in front of you, and you choose. I'm going to do this because it gets me the desired outcome. Not, well, this is what it's supposed to be, so I'm going this way instead.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I think the best part is that even if it were predetermined, no one would know.
Yeah,
You would
sure.
never
Definitely
ever
not, yeah.
you'd never ever know because you
Nope.
exist in one
Yeah.
point in time all the time. Which
Right.
is kind of the issue with anyone ever being able to see like the different outcomes that could possibly happen, because we only perceive time in one way. If you were
Right.
to just take away time, all of that goes away. It's not like a point A to point B. It's just it either happened or it didn't happen.
Mhm.
So at that point, if someone's entire life just happened, it's pretty much predetermined because it only existed that way, like Sean said, until you take different repetitions of how that would work through different, multiverses or dimensions. Whatever,
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be
whatever it
sick
would
if you were just the Flash and could travel to these fucking multiverses?
Right.
Which is
Actually,
really
I was thinking when Sean was saying like stems off to a different timeline. That's like what they go in through with the Flash. Sometimes is there's different timelines that exist.
Yeah, to me, it's like that.
There are no alternate
It doesn't
timelines.
exist. Like, as soon
Right.
as like there's a bunch of ways it could go, but as soon as I pick this one,
all the others,
all the
go
other ones
away.
are gone. Like it's just that one.
Right.
Time travel is a weird thing in movies, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
the
they
way
always do it a
multiverse-
very interesting way.
Yeah, everyone
always
has
weird.
like their own unique.
There's never anyone that's right though.
No,
Like,
like
No, you
As soon
can't
as you
be
do
right.
time
It's
travel,
always
there's,
a guess.
there's
What'd you
a
think
loophole
about-
you cannot like fix.
what do you think about the Endgame time travel?
It's like it. Okay, it was actually a good idea, like what they tried to do.
The scene I'm thinking of is the doctor or the ancient one and the Hulk. That
Yeah.
scene.
Okay. So like, it kind of it makes itself messy, because all it
Ryan, have you
needed to
seen
be
the
was
movie?
like,
Yeah.
Okay.
all it needed to be was like, okay, like if you go back in time, you're creating a new timeline. That's what it is. But it gets so messy with like, okay, so how does Cap go back to the original timeline at the end?
No. The way they explained it was that like there could be a timeline created if you take the stones out of that timeline. Like there could be another timeline made off of that, but
Mhm.
instead, because they brought the stones back to that original timeline, it fixed their future and continued on to their normal timeline.
It fixes that timeline's future.
Yes, it fixed it
Because
to
so
be
when
normal.
you, as soon as you time travel, you create a new timeline.
So that timeline was the normal one that would have eventually gotten to Endgame's
Right.
point and brought it back the same thing. It would just
yeah,
be
the
a
act of
looping.
time
Yes.
traveling makes a
Yes.
brand new one.
Yes.
So the infinity, what they were saying with the Infinity Stones is more of like a reality sort of like mending. Like if you don't bring them back, this timeline's super fucked.
Yeah.
So, but either way, like let's say let's say he just went back in time, immediately went back. There's a brand new timeline there. See what I'm
Okay,
saying?
yeah.
Even if like the Infinity Stones are still there. So because of that, like then it's like, okay, so if like, so you're really actually just jumping in between timelines, but because like you are creating a timeline every time you go back or forward, how does Cap get back to the original? If every time you do it, you create a new timeline. You see what I'm saying?
Right. I see
So
exactly
like
what you're
they
saying.
break the rule right there.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if that's how it worked. I think it made sense. So
Makes sense if we don't think about it too much, but I mean,
Right.
I'm
Like
too fucking
cinematically,
retarded
it makes
not to,
perfect
so.
sense. You know what I mean?
Cinematically, it makes a lot of
There's-
sense, but
I love it when they do that. When
Right.
they sew it up and they're like, "Hey, it's just
Right.
this is how the movie played.
Yeah.
It's,
Right.
It looks really
Right.
good." And I'm like,
There's
I
not
like
bad.
it.
There's-
I like
it's
it
really
too.
not that bad.
It looks
but
good.
It
to
is
me.
very
there's
confusing.
no way you're gonna make time traveling make sense.
No, because
like
it's
in
not
the-
Right.
real.
like
honestly,
you said,
the one that
there's
does it
no
the best
right
is
way.
Back to the Future.
If you
Yeah.
okay, so I have a question.
Simple. I
Do
mean-
any of you think that it's even like remotely possible for time travel to happen?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
like ever.
yeah, I mean,
I
like,
think
do you
there's-
do you think it's possible? Period.
Obviously, through like
Who-
hours of going back and like reverted times, like not
I don't know what you mean by that.
He
like
means like
clocks
time
being
zones, I think.
no, yeah, time zones. That's the only.
Oh,
Like,
oh,
yeah,
oh,
it's not real
okay.
time
Yeah,
travel.
it's not
I just
real time
mean
travel,
it's
right.
I could go to California from here and it's supposed to be a 6-hour flight, but I get there and it's only 3 hours difference. That's all I
Right, you,
mean.
like, buy
Obviously,
yourself
it's not
3
real
hours.
time travel. I'm just
Right.
saying that's
Right.
the only form of time travel I like.
Because the
time
problem is
travel.
time is not a thing. Like it's not like space. You can measure space,
Right.
and there's definitive like measurements of space, but time is completely created by us, so we can conceive things better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
It is crazy though with light, like how light travels. That's pretty interesting. Like the way that we see the sun's light 7 minutes or whatever it
We
is.
see old light.
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
the
we
time.
see old
all
light,
the
which
stars
is-
you look up.
because
at
it's
the
so
sky.
far away.
That's
It's
pretty
old light.
cool. That's
Mhm.
something that's like it's hard to believe.
I don't.
Right.
I don't know if I can say it'll never happen though.
So I love that you say that because the reason that I've always been able, like I forget like where I heard it, but the thing that always disproved it for me is if time travel were possible, wouldn't they have already time traveled back
From the
wouldn't,
future?
Wouldn't you know? Think about it. There is an infinite amount of time ahead of us. There's not a single point where anyone ever time traveled and came
What
back
if
to
we're the
this
first
point.
group to ever do it though? Like what if we haven't got there yet?
Right,
Someone-
but
yeah,
because of
someone's
time,
gotta do it
that means that
first.
any point in the future would have been able to come back to time, no matter what.
Yeah, but now
That's true.
you like see like it.
What if the futures haven't got there
Because now
yet?
you're making.
Doesn't
a
that
loop.
kind of
You're
blow
making
your
a loop.
brain?
Yeah, it does. But like now you're making like time loops and like you're fucking things up.
So
To
the other
point where like
the other thing that could be possible is that you can only time travel forward
Yeah, that'd be
because obviously you can't go back in time. Things that already happened. You're not going to be able to go back and change something that's already happened. You wouldn't be able to do that
I don't think it's possible. I
unless
really
you could
don't.
pick yourself up in time and move it backwards.
I don't think it's
which-
possible because going to the future would mean you have to like you'd be seeing new things that have never come out before. I don't know. I just don't think it's possible.
The reason why they say that it's not possible to go backwards is because you technically can go forwards in time, but it's not quite. It's if you've ever seen the movie Interstellar, it's all depending on like that gravitational like time dilation that happens.
Mhm.
Essentially, if you were to go around in a train around the Earth at like the speed of light or like 0.99 of the speed of light for a full year, you'd come back and aged less than everyone on Earth.
Mhm.
So technically, you would have time traveled into the future because the people who are the exact same age as you
Well, same
are now older.
Same thing with going into space. what you're
Right,
doing, same
right.
thing,
It's
yeah,
on a
not-
very,
yeah.
very minor scale with people
Yeah,
in
so-
space,
so
but
if
they've
you-
done it
Right.
with twins.
But if
where-
you go far in space, there's a way that it could make sense because like Earth could have aged a lot like faster than you have when you were on
Yeah,
the planet
right.
you were on
Relative.
because of the
Right.
different.
Right.
pretty
Well,
crazy.
yeah, that's pretty.
That's
nuts.
real time travel.
It's
I feel
super
like.
nuts.
That's
Like,
pretty
that's
nuts.
that's like-
I don't know if
That's
I
the closest
believe.
I think that's the closest we could ever get to time travel.
I'm
is what
with
saying.
I'm with
Right.
Troy though with what he said when you were talking about if it existed, wouldn't someone have come back? Like, what if it just simply has not been invented yet?
No, but he's saying like it's weird because he's saying that it's infinite. So if someone ever did, like they should have already. Someone's already done it. I don't
But-
know how to explain
right,
it,
but
because of
someone
time.
has to be the first, right? You know what I
Right.
mean?
no, but
Yes.
the first would already be here is what he's saying. He's saying they've
yeah,
already
how?
traveled
That's
back.
what I'm saying. What if they
Well-
haven't yet?
But what if you could only go forward?
Then we
Right. That's
then
what
we don't know.
that's the thing is like you could time travel forward. We do it with astronauts. Astronauts
Yeah.
technically time travel forward.
Yeah, I'm on board
no
with
one,
that.
So no
Right.
one. So it's not invented yet, but if it is invented in the future, there's
can
no way
only
for
go
us to
forward.
come find out because you can only go forward.
Right. That's what they also. That's like I think a different theory was like some type of paradox,
I
where
think-
up until the point where it's created, then there's time travel, and you can always go back to that point because that's the starting point.
I think the only thing possible is that there's some way for us to like manipulate how like a certain area is affected by like aging. So just like it is in space, like there's areas that I guess say you're on another
There's some
planet
big
a
brain
million light years away and it ages differently than Earth does. there's a way they could kind of fabricate that in Earth, like in like a machine or something. That's the only way I see it ever possibly being done.
So essentially,
you
teleporting.
aging differently.
You teleport to somewhere else where they age slower, and during that time period, that 7-minute lapse of you being there, you come back and it's 7 years. You're 7 years younger.
Not even teleport, but like maybe somehow fabricate the
Essentially,
way that
is
they're gravitational
Yeah,
or
so
something.
he's
Right,
saying like
without-
recreate
So
the
it's not-
environment of that area.
Yeah.
On
So
Earth.
so pretty much, like you're in that thing for let's say a year, and you come out of it, and it's been 2 years, something like that.
right,
How
or
your body is not aged at all, but other people have.
Or you're in there for 10 minutes and you come out and it's been 10 years.
imagine
I don't know.
imagine
Crazy.
we are right now in a simulator, and the simulator runs our entire lives,
Flat Earth.
and then you come out and you're like, "Yeah, good job, you passed the 10-minute test, nice job," and it's like,
You know what? Simulation theory, I always thought it was crazy. I'm slowly starting to like not think it's as crazy as everybody thinks.
I don't think it's that crazy
Yeah.
at all.
I
Right.
don't think so anymore.
right.
How so?
Think okay, because if you break it down, we're all just a certain combination of atoms.
Yeah, but who's our
If
leader?
atoms are just their little bits of programming that they decide to be like, hey, let's just have an implosion right there. We're just massive amounts.
Who is
the simulator?
Who's the simulator?
Oh,
Who's
that- I
running
mean,
the
Who's-
simulator?
You're
it's
thinking
not-
about it
yeah, who
differently. That's
knows?
funny,
I
'cause
don't know.
How I conceive it is that we're not actually like physical beings. That it would be actually like essentially a data point. What the hell was that?
Physical.
It's just proving his physicality.
Yep. He felt it.
That's okay. Keep going.
Jesus. Like, all right, think about it like this. As we go forward, I guess you could even use video games as an example. Like things, no, I'm not saying like the video games that all currently are realistic, but there's a lot of like weird AI programming things that you can do that aren't like fucking wild for us. For example, like saving memory.
Right.
And I don't even mean like RAM, but I'm talking about like just like I went to the park yesterday. Like saving that. Like you could simulate somebody feeling like they had just done that in a video game. In a sense, you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think it's crazy to think that like if we are a simulation for whatever purpose, who knows why, like that we would all just be fucking random data entries in a giant database
Yes.
floating around.
So,
Fucking
The
doing
question
whatever.
then becomes: is the simulation the entire universe, or is it just us?
I think it would have to be the entire universe.
Me too.
I don't think so.
What would you think?
Because
Like
Simulation.
Matrix shit?
now, obviously, I don't know the answer.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's
I'm
why-
just saying.
what do
Well,
you think?
right,
Yeah,
right.
none of us are qualified to talk about
Right.
anything.
Right.
It's
That's not
fine.
what I meant.
Disclaimer.
Yeah,
Disclaimer.
say
I
whatever
just-
the fuck
I
you
just-
want.
You don't know
need,
shit.
You don't need.
Dumb.
You don't need a disclaim for this. This
No,
is
I
all
just mean in
theoretical.
the sense that like it could be the entire universe.
Right.
I like that's my belief. It could be, but it could also be what if it's just me, or just you that's put into this like simulation,
Right.
and this is how it plays out
And
for
we're all
you.
rendered, yeah.
And
right.
like how Troy was saying, oh well, who's the simulator? Whatever, they put you into it, and then when you come out, like you said, it was that 10-minute test, and it's just you there, and it's just people in the future or in wherever,
Right.
and they're just like, okay, good job.
I mean, essentially, it is that if you think about it. So, wise words from my coach, Mr. Hoffman. He
Oh,
says
dope guy.
he'll tell you anything. He'll be like,
Fucked him up.
you'll be like, dude, Hoffman, I hated that. What was up with that? And he'd be like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, man. And be like, whatever it was. He'd be like, hey man, it's your world. I'm just living in it. It's weird to think about it that way.
yeah.
You know, nothing is ever. It's
Maybe
always
he's a
going to be.
bot.
It's always going to be your perspective that you perceive everything through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just you. You have access to no one else's brains.
Right.
Never,
Facts.
ever. They
What-
tell you what might be going on in there, but you're not perceiving things the way they
Well,
would.
you know
Right.
what? I have one thing that I think whoever the simulators are, the runners of the simulation, they fucked up. House numbers, dude. They fucked that shit up. Ryan?
What do you mean?
Oh,
Dude, listen to this
dude,
shit.
All right.
So
they can't get who numbers these fucking houses?
No, dude. All
Hey,
right.
what are you talking about?
So my house
Oh,
number.
we'll tell you.
There's
My
not a
house
thing about
number.
house numbers.
My house number is a 4, right?
Right.
I'm the first house on my street.
Doxed.
What the
Yeah,
fuck
right.
is that shit? Where's number 1?
Have you ever met
Maybe-
a number one?
Have you met a number 1? I haven't met
Who
a
the
number
fuck lives in number one? That's my question.
Looks like Sean might.
Well, I'm.
What's your
okay,
house?
So I'm 80, and I'm
And
on,
you're number
I'm the
1.
first one.
Exactly.
But in my old neighborhood, there was a number 1 on every cul-de-sac.
Let's see that whoever
That
did that
neighborhood's
simulation
doing it right.
is smart.
Yeah,
but
they're
my
simulating that
simulation,
neighborhood
like,
correct.
what I'm
It was-
living
it
in,
was-
I've never seen that shit. That's a lie.
It was ones on the left, or like odd numbers on the left.
That's usually
even
how it
numbers
should
on the
be.
right.
That's how it should
and it
be.
went
Yeah.
1, 2,
Yeah, so
all the
I'm
way down
4.
the cul-de-sac.
and I'm the first house on my side. So how come the other house should be a 1, or they should be a 1, I should be a 3. That's how it should be.
You should
I'm
be
in
a
the
2. You're
yes,
across the
yes,
street.
yes. I should be 2.
I'm
they
in
should
the
be 3
middle
over
of the
that next row.
neighborhood, definitely well past 30 houses, and I'm number 30. What's going on?
Yeah, and then we have a friend who lives by himself on his own lot, and he's like 1620 or some bullshit. What the fuck?
Who's deciding this bullshit? That's what I'm saying.
If I had to guess,
Simulators are
it's
up.
kind of the situation where, like, say Troy's number 4. There's 4 plots that this property occupies. So he's 1 through 4, and they
Look at
pick the
one.
last one.
I was gonna say that there's no reason to be like this. You could probably look up how houses
right,
are
right.
numbered.
I was just gonna say,
But why would I be 80?
because the people who made the streets,
All right.
like,
so
okay, let's hear it.
I just looked up one on my street. Right. There's no house. It's just on the street. It's just the fucking entrance to the street.
Right. So
That's
that
bullshit.
kind of seems to be what I was getting at, where the property just owns 4 lots, 1 through 4, and they labeled it 4.
But-
Whereas Sean's, the people who started the street, obviously didn't. I don't think that's 80 plots in one. But I think the way the
I think he's
entire
high.
street is mapped out is that it's hard. It's kind of hard to explain, but essentially he's the 80th lot.
You're making perfect sense.
Shut
Like I
Sam.
said, there's probably a completely reasonable explanation
1 and
for this,
2 are
but
right here.
but
3
fuck
and the
that.
4 are there.
I wouldn't trust Google Maps because my house doesn't come up even close to my house on Google Maps.
But there are 3. I know that for a fact. Like I know that's my neighbor. There are 3. I'm 4. 1 and 2 are right here as the entrance. So why would 1 and 2 be at the entrance? The 3 and 4 be the houses.
I don't know. Maybe the plots
That's
have
not
to
a
take
rule.
up the entrance
The
and
plots
exits.
of land also could have been like predetermined before the street was in.
Right,
I don't
right.
know.
Yeah,
That's-
well-
that's
So,
more
like-
likely
so,
what
like,
it was.
They could determine plots of land in an area. So for me, like
He's the 80th plot
where
number.
where they happened to build the road was like, oh, that goes right past plot 80. All right, we'll
Right.
use that one.
Right.
Yeah,
think
well,
it's a-
what
I think
I'm
it's a
saying
zoning.
is once they build it, rename it.
Right. Okay.
Bullshit.
So,
I
so that's where
agree.
you might come into some more logic. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's a zoning thing where they're
Yeah,
like, okay, we're setting up all
100%.
these lots, and then the streets were just like, all right, they occupied these few. Let's just pick one. Just pick one. They're like, Even's on the right. Yeah, I like that. Steve said Even's on the right. We'll pick 4.
This
fucked up.
this all came up because me and Troy were driving back from the bank, and we're just driving, and Troy randomly goes, "Man, my house is number 4, and I'm the first one," and I'm like, I'm looking at him, and I'm like, "You've lived here for how long? It's just today is the day it's bothering you."
I randomly
He's
said it,
like,
dude.
we were not talking about anything, just says this, and I was like,
Well, because I was thinking like Postmates and Grubhub. I was talking about that because of the virus. I was like, oh, like, let me look on the websites, and it said like choose location.
Yeah.
And I put my address in, and I'm like, that's some bullshit right there. Dude. 4. What the fuck is that? I'm number 1.
Yeah,
It's
I
horseshit.
I'm the champ.
Yeah.
my apartment number, like the actual number, takes you to like the front of an elementary school, way
That's
way
facts.
at the
That's
front of
facts.
the
That went to your
development.
house. Yeah.
Makes no sense. If you use the one less number than me, you get right smack dab on where we are.
Weird.
So like, I don't know why Google Maps would be that off.
Some bullshit happening, guys.
Right.
We gotta
I
figure
mean,
this
I
out.
think it's
it's a
just
simulation.
no
Yeah.
one's changed
There's
it. so
something going on, and we have to
simulation's
figure it
fucked
out.
If there is a simulation,
Yeah,
by the
It's
way,
PC, yeah.
whoever's playing God, fuck you, man. You
Hey, you're doing a fucking awful job.
fucked up my
well,
life. I'll
okay.
tell you that, man.
Right.
Yeah, I
guess-
guess the last time
Danny
you
can do
reached
it a lot
it, huh?
better.
I
He's
guess-
a DM.
that kind of
Right.
depends on how you define God. But if you think about it, he made the whole thing and then kind of just, I don't know, maybe just let it go.
Yeah, well,
He
he's
was-
a
he
dick.
Like
He's a
hit
dick.
he hit the start button. He's like, I'm just gonna let this one play out.
Right.
See how the
He
numbers
just,
work
he
out.
he just hit start and said, "I'm gonna make Ryan Bidoff 5'8" instead of 6'2". That's what he said.
Right, right.
All right.
Think about it like if you were to run a simulation yourself in person, would you want to change
5'8"?
the results?
Yeah.
Would you
That means
want to
I'm
like
5'8".
manipulate certain
Sweet.
pinpoints?
I thought it was 5'7".
Did you guys hear what I said? I guess not.
I don't know why I have to be fucking bald. What the fuck? How does this equate in the fucking
What'd you say,
thing?
Sam?
If you were running your own simulation, would you want to pick random, absolutely like, just random pinpoints and just manipulate them and be like, I actually want this one to do this instead. And I want this one to do this instead of
Yes.
just being like, yeah, I'm just going to let it go and run
Nah,
random
yeah.
so that they're all random.
I would pick. Which one?
He would
Oh.
say
Like,
Ryan
'cause, like,
Bidoff
when I-
6'2", jacked.
When I play Sims 4,
Yeah.
I pick one guy and I just work with him.
Right. So you're saying God
There's a-
works with one dude and he's just having a great fucking time.
Yeah, well, there's a million gods. How about that? All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
you
you
are
are
multi-
yeah, you see, it's
So
not the
there's-
universe.
There's a
it's
million lucky
simulation.
dudes who are just like, hey, what do I do now? And he's like,
Let's make people.
get this job.
Another
All right.
thing I mentioned.
astronaut.
Yeah.
Another thing I mentioned with Ryan that we should have brought up in the last episode is one thing you can't live without. I know I already asked this before, but I want to go around the room and just see Shaq. You want to start?
Basketball.
Yeah, all right.
Good
So,
answer.
Danny,
Good
Danny,
answer.
we're up to you.
I'd probably say my computer.
For what reason?
Games, news, entertainment.
I can't hear you. What?
Nudes?
Nudes. All sorts of shit. I mean, what the fuck can you do without a computer nowadays?
True.
Besides eating.
Ryan?
You can still
So
order
this
food.
is
You hang out
one
with your friends.
one thing I can't live without, like your whole, like just no matter what. Like that's what
Yeah.
the question is.
What thing
Like,
can you not live
literally,
without?
like, yeah, you just can't live without.
I hope he's not asking for like food or water because that's a
Right.
pretty easy answer.
Right,
Do
right.
you want to say something?
No.
You got something to say?
No.
All right, go on, Ryan.
I don't know. That's like because before you were saying
Good call, man.
As if the cameras
You were
aren't
s-
controlled by a person.
You were saying like before when you had brought this up in an apocalyptic world. Excuse my
Right. Apocalyptic.
drinking. Is that what you mean now?
Like if
Okay.
if the
The
world,
world
went
was
to
ending?
shit and like
Okay.
you were safe in your household though. Like it's not like people were coming to like raid you or some shit. So you had to choose one thing that would make you like the happiest, I guess, or like I guess feel most comfortable.
Weed.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because obviously I always take shit from Joe Rogan's podcast because I listen to it all the time. He's mentioned him and someone else were talking that like, hey, when you're out there and you're isolated and you're doing jack shit all the time, maybe in your bunker or something, the one thing that's going to make you just be able to like let go for a second and stop being paranoid that the world's falling apart is probably going to be weed. It's like super clutch that you have like a little bit in your backpack
Backpack, yeah.
whatever one.
That's a new thing.
Buck bag.
We're selling them
So
backpacks.
it's just like, that one little thing that gives you the relief. Maybe for someone else, it's like, a bottle of whiskey, whatever it is. But it's
Ready,
funny you
Sam?
say
I'm
that.
gonna message
Yeah.
myself.
And like that's the thing where the conditions really come down to it, where you say
Backpack.
you're safe in your home. It's just like you can't leave type of thing.
Right,
Like nothing crazy's going on. You don't need to fight for your life, but you can't leave.
right.
Then yeah, a little bit of weed.
Yep.
Chilling.
Sean, what about you?
See, I want to say computer, but the computer doesn't mean anything if like I don't have people to
Right,
Hang
you're
out
always
with
on
him.
No,
I
but
like
think about how
talk
many people
to.
are gonna also choose computer.
like. The only reason I would choose computer would be like stay in contact with you guys if we
Yeah.
weren't allowed to leave. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if I can't save you guys, I'm just gonna be on the computer playing with some random ass people. Like I don't really care.
The
I'll be
dragons.
alive.
You know
I'm
what I mean?
picking computer too.
Like
so,
so if we're all on the computer
Right.
and we can stay in touch, that's the way we can stay in touch. I'll pick computer. Otherwise, I'm either gonna pick like you guys or like my family.
Oh. that's
Well,
nice.
I was
like,
thinking,
yeah,
so
that's
I wouldn't
good.
pick people
That's
because I was
nice.
just thinking a material object. Because
Okay.
if you're not
I would
picking
say you
like your
already have
parents
your
and
parents.
family
Yeah,
and shit,
yeah,
that's
that's,
Yeah,
that's
like,
odd.
if
That's
I-
an obvious
if-
one.
If we're picking people, I would 100% pick Cat. Love you, baby.
oh.
Oh.
That's what I was trying to mouth.
I know you were.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like a cop out answer though. But
Oh,
no, not for you.
He
For
said-
me,
he
for
said
like
family.
people, like people,
Damn.
like no, like friends, like for me,
man.
friends and families. Like, oh, I'd save my friends and family. Like, I guess that's kind of lame, but
Yeah.
No, you're right. Like I 100%. I always say this. Like I could not live without my friends. Like for
Yeah.
sure.
so
Oh no,
This
my
is
mom's my
tough.
best friend. She watches, but you know.
yeah.
That's still a friend. I don't care
Alright,
who your
word.
best friend is.
Alright,
I just
cool.
mean I couldn't live without my friends.
All right, I'll include her in my friend group then.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
So computer, Sean?
I guess computer, but like I said, just to stay in touch with you guys, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm on the same board.
Well, with what Sean's saying too is like, the computer doesn't mean much if you can't do everything with
Yeah.
it. Now, when I say like, okay, I'm gonna pick weed or whatever, it's like you're asking what the one thing that I would choose is, but I'm also assuming I'm probably not gonna have one thing, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like,
It's not the
that's
only
the
thing.
one thing that like if it was like a quick, hey, I can't. You're safe in your house, like you said.
Mhm.
My assumption under those circumstances is I have my computer. There's one thing you need, grab real quick before you have to go back. You can never leave your house. I'm going to get a bunch of pot. Like,
All right,
not
yeah,
bad.
You know what I mean?
in that case, dude, I'll take Coca-Cola.
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 I would go
Yeah.
Bajaja over Coca-Cola.
Jaja Black.
Jaja
Nah, I'd run
a
Coke.
Bajagsi
I can
Blast.
pound Cokes every
I
single
love
day,
Baja
no
Blast.
problem.
Yeah, I guess that's true with the computer stuff, but I mean,
But I know what you mean when you
yeah.
phrase the
'Cause,
question.
like,
But that's
think
just
about
how
it. If
it
you're
happens
gonna
in my
have to be
mind.
quarantined like we're gonna be for the next 2 weeks, I'd say. What am I gonna be on the most? What am I doing the most? 100% be my computer. At least like 6 hours out of
That's
my day.
how I
At
figured.
least.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're also not post-apocalyptic. So
We're also not like normal people. So
Apocalyptic.
You're struggling, buddy.
Apocalyptic.
There you go.
Well
Ah.
done.
So wait, is the question
Who gave me this?
apocalyptic or post?
no, it's more like if
Apocalyptic?
you had nothing. Right, like it's pretty much the situation.
Like
now
this
with
this
coronavirus.
situation we're in now, but we can't come over to Troy's house.
Yeah, like you're
Oh.
literally quarantined in your house. You can't do anything else. What would you like
Right,
need to
right.
have?
For sure, the computer.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if
Yeah.
we were apocalyptic, I would definitely say a gun.
Oh,
I'm
hell
definitely
yeah.
gonna pick
Right,
a gun.
right,
Right.
If shit's going down, yeah.
Right. Also, if we weren't apocalyptic, but we could go to like our friends' houses, I'd say a car because I'd probably pick a car over the computer.
yeah, for sure. Then again, though, like
In a
don't know about
post-apocalyptic
that.
setting, you pick the car.
no, but think about it, Sam.
Yeah.
A bike.
I guess it's great to like
No.
talk, like to hang out with each other
But what
and
if you
stuff.
run out of
But
gas?
Gasoline.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
we could do all of this online. I know it
Sure.
sounds
Yeah, but in a
weird. It's not the same.
post-apocalyptic setting, I mean, the line's gonna go down.
But no, I mean, we're assuming that's.
I
not
mean,
happening.
here's the other thing. If you're actually in that situation, I'm certainly not taking one thing. You know
Yeah.
what I
Right,
mean? So
right.
it's like,
But like the worst comes to worst, I live close enough to Sean and Sam. Like I could bike to you or some bullshit.
It would
All
just be long as fuck.
Yeah, but I know where it is.
Sam gets the gun. I'll get a sword. Troy, you get something. Well, I'll bring.
AR.
I'll
Right.
bring the,
Well,
you know,
bring
I'll
some
bring the
weapons.
weed.
Ryan's got the weed.
This
We're
becomes
good.
the armory. This
Yeah.
podcast setup right
Right.
here.
Yeah,
becomes
Yeah.
the
we're
armory.
the last line of defense.
I've always,
Troy gets the armor.
I'm
Oh,
just gonna
I
hold
make-
Shaq and
Danny
Tyler
gets
with
the armor.
I've
Right.
thought about it actually
There
being
we go, I'll take
in
the
the
bullet.
military.
him. Yeah.
The first thing I would do is like if the whole world went to shit and there was like a complete apocalypse, I would just raid the arms room. I would go in there and take. This is just hypothetical, by the way. Just stating I would never do this.
Right.
But
if the world went to complete shit and the whole stock market
And you might
crashed
have
to
to.
zero, and you
even
had
if
to do it.
even if that happened, I wouldn't do this. This is
Okay.
for a movie I'm planning.
Right.
So I would go into the arms room, take all the shit, steal like
that you could carry.
a
right?
ton of gas tanks because we have gasoline like
Mhm.
Oh.
cans. Take a bunch of those, hop in a Humvee, and I'm gone. See you later, bro.
Right. Right.
Like I'm set, and I'm coming to pick all you guys up, and we're good.
What's your stranger
I'm
policy in a post-apocalyptic setting?
Fuck no.
Kill them
Yep.
Kill on
Yep.
site?
Yep.
Kill on site?
Kill on site.
Wow. On site.
On site.
7
What the
times out
hell's wrong
of
with you?
7 times out of
What the
10 kill
fuck?
on site.
But like, okay. Let me
7
justify
times
this. Let me
out of
justify
10
this.
kill on
Let me
site.
justify this. The only way if I where am I running into the stranger? On the street. Am I
You know,
driving?
this is what I'm going to say. I'll say this.
All right.
You're in your house. It's bunkered up.
Dead.
World's shit.
Dead.
And they're
Dead.
not necessarily coming to your house, but they're going down your street.
Think
here.
about it. You have like a big metal fence that goes around.
Okay,
and
they're
walking
going down
in front
my
of your
street. I will
fence.
not even talk to them. If they keep going, they're fine. If they come to my house, if they come to my
If
front
they
door,
start walking, not necessarily in a threatening way, but they're
They
walking
walk up to the
towards
fence.
your house.
Let's just say. Let's
Sniper
say
shot
at
in
this
their head.
point.
Sniper shot?
Let's say
Sniper
at this
shot in their
point,
head.
there's definitely a metal fence going
Right.
around the entire yard with
If-
barbed wire
No,
across
I,
the top.
actually, I would say even riskier. I would say realistically, they could get in your house if you don't shoot them.
they're dead.
But you don't know that they're going to do that.
I will have a sign out front that
Dead.
will say
Dead?
stay- like,
Even I'm on
Intruders
dead.
will
Yeah,
be
like,
shot.
I will
this
have
is the line.
I'll have a
Cross
sign.
it,
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
dead.
I'll have,
Yeah.
I'll have a what's it called? Kill on site, like
Yeah.
KOS sign,
Yeah.
line.
The old
I'll have a
Gmod
Gmod
days.
KOS sign, and it will say like shout your reasoning or whatever. Like
right.
Like,
Announce yourself.
announce yourself.
Yeah, or else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or else. Yep. And
I'm
if they
saying-
walk close. I
I'm
will
saying
have a
7
mine.
out of 10 times it's kill on site for me.
I don't think I could.
Because
kill on
I'm gonna
100%.
take whatever
Post-apocalyptic,
you
dude,
have.
If you have rifles in your house and there's someone like it says KOS, I have a red KOS line. I don't care if you're colorblind. You're dead.
If it's one person and they're not threatening me in any way, I would give them the time to talk to them.
Yeah, but
I'm
again,
not,
it's announced
mind
themselves.
you, mind you, I'd have like a megaphone or like a speaker that comes outside of my house and talking to them and be like, "Why are you here? If you're not like if you don't state your purpose and I don't justify
You
that,
need a KOS line.
you're
now.
leaving."
You need a
Right.
KOS line, Sam.
Sure, I'll have a KOS line.
Yeah,
but
I'm
like
on the
I
same
said,
board.
I'm gonna have a fence. If they
Yeah,
get
I'm
over the
gonna-
fence, that's the KOS line. They should know that. There's no sign necessary.
Yeah, that's true.
My likeliest situation is that I kill myself. To be honest with you,
What?
Really?
it's too stressful
Danny.
for me.
It's too
No, I
stressful.
can't
Wow.
do it.
Danny.
Building the fucking.
We need you to
barricades,
rebuild.
the fucking
Eventually a
finding-
group will
Danny's
come.
like, "Oh, I don't really want to live
It's
that
true,
bad,
though.
guys."
Yeah.
This is
Eventually,
It's a lot of effort.
eventually,
I've
a group
been
would
looking
come.
for a reason actually.
Eventually,
So.
Eventually, a
will
group
come,
will come and you're screwed. That's
and
true.
you're screwed.
You
And
kind of
even
have
one
to.
guy, even one guy, and you missed the shot or something.
No, you have to be grouped up. Like if I had to be grouped up with my people.
100%.
Because if you're
Dude, if
if
we
you
have
have
the
three
boys-
people in your house, you're fucked. Like if you have only 3 people,
I could probably pick 3 people and be straight.
nah, dude. Like you gotta like think about if a whole like let's say Walking Dead period. Let's say a whole like 10 people came to your house. I mean, that's gonna be hard to defend.
It,
Do they have,
it-
do
it's-
they have
it's a lot.
rocket launchers?
I'm going.
Don't matter,
Yeah,
they have
I'm.
guns in
I'm
general.
fully assault.
If they have
Yeah,
any
well,
kind
I'm
of gun,
going
you're
off of
fucked.
the like the premise that I'm a better shot. I'm taking them down.
Yeah, but you gotta take out like you're 1 on.
I gotta
4,
take out
1
at
on
least.
3.
I gotta take out at least 4. I could do it.
You're a little more.
I
trained than
give
me,
people
so.
the benefit of the doubt. I'm not shooting on sight, honestly.
No, I said if they pass the KOS sign, they're shot on sight.
No, but like, okay, I get it, but I don't know. There's a lot of talk about killing people.
You
I
have
just
to,
like
you have to know.
We're talking about apocalypse, so that means
Right,
that,
I was
like,
gonna say, you'd
In an
have to know
apocalypse,
that-
I'm not just gonna murder people.
Just no. Think you'd have to think about from their perspective what could possibly be their incentive.
Yeah.
They either need help or they're straight up trying to steal what you have, which
Yes.
kind of goes with
if
number one.
if they are threatening, sure, I understand, but like, I don't know. We
Yeah,
talk.
but
We
the
just
best-
straight talk. Yo, I'm
Yeah.
gonna murder him.
There's-
I'm
Alright,
killing
but,
him.
But
Right.
listen,
I'm not
but
killing
listen,
anybody.
Pass
listen.
KOS.
With that same mindset, the best way to steal something from someone is to act like you're not threatening.
right. I was
And
gonna
then
say they're not gonna
and
tell
then that
you that they're
person,
gonna steal from
that
you.
person who lets you in, and interacts with you,
you
now,
fall asleep, they
yeah,
stab you, dead.
you're at the biggest
And here's
risk.
the other thing I think about is like, okay, because I don't think I could kill him. But the other thing is like,
But they could kill you.
cannot help him because if you help him, that means you have supplies or something.
And you split your
they
supplies.
can come back. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, what? Okay, what
Like,
do you?
you know what I
think-
mean? Like you have to think about that. Like,
That's
a good
okay,
point.
you can't
What
let
do
them
you
know
think
that
the
you
most
have
threatening group of people would be, like amount numbers wise? Would it be 1? Would it be
8.
2, 5?
shit. I would say like in the 10.
Wait,
to 15
what was the
range is
question?
What would be the most
dangerous.
threatening group to you? Because like, say it's-
50. What if 50
Yeah, I was
people
gonna say,
want
can we
like
just-
500?
That would
An
be-
army starts marching
Yeah,
up the
like,
street.
what do you mean?
Yeah, but like if it's an army, then maybe you can surrender them and join them and like be a part of their group. And,
Yeah,
like,
maybe. Or
their-
you'll
their
walk
mission.
outside and be like, "Hey, I want to join you," and they'll shoot you in the face.
Maybe. But I'm saying like one person could be more deceiving than a whole group. Like a
Well, you
group
said
could like
threatening.
Well, I think
Yeah,
what
you
mean
said
is, like,
threatening.
in a long-term
not
scenario,
threatening just
not
in
like
like physical.
More like
threatening,
50 people are rating you, like as in what kind of group could actually survive realistically?
Yeah,
numbers
like,
wise,
yeah.
I would say 10 to 15. I don't think you can go higher than that.
Yeah.
20 max. 20 is the
Yeah.
max.
I'm staying below 20.
Because think about it, 50
Right.
people. Imagine the rationing that would have to happen.
I'm sitting at
You're-
like
you're already
I'm sitting at
establishing
like 7 or
hierarchy.
8.
Yeah, I'd be like
I
7
was-
or 8,
I-
yeah.
I think 8's
I
that,
agree.
Eight
that
would be-
solid
eight would
number,
be a good
dude.
group.
Think if you had the 8 like most skilled people that you need. 8's pretty much all you need.
I don't think it's all about skill though. It's about loyalty.
Well, I
You
would
need
assume that's
skill.
already a part of your
Yeah,
pack.
of course you need skill,
Let's-
but I feel
let's
like you'll
say that,
get
like,
skilled from
you
like,
guys, everyone is under the same assumption that everyone there is pretty much the best at what they do.
Right.
So you
That's
got
not
like
happening.
you got like 3 or 4 perfect shots. Like these guys don't miss. You have 2 guys who could figure out any intel you could possibly need, and then you have 1 or 2 guys that are always the designated driver. Always they're
What
like,
about
we're getting you
perfect
through.
hunters?
We're getting you through a forest, whether or not this vehicle will let me. Like I could
Right.
do it. It's just a matter of whether the tires will make it all the way through.
So what would you rather have? A group of trained people of 8, or would you rather have a group of all your friends in 8?
Group of all. Wait.
I'm
Like,
bringing the
so-
boys.
I guess
I'm
that
bringing-
changes.
Yeah,
I'm
your-
bringing the
I'd always
boys.
bring the boys.
I'm
I'm
the
bringing
boys.
the boys, but that's because I think the boys are perfectly capable of what I need
We're
them
just
to
gonna
do.
have to
That's what I'm
learn
saying.
it.
Like I'm saying, like you could train your group of boys to do something. Like just because we're not skilled yet, like in the amount of time apocalypse will come, usually there's some kind of grace period, like where it's going into that apocalyptic time.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have the boys, like
now.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Sean's
let's
like,
we gotta
kinda
start
like right
training.
now.
You know, like I feel like a core group of all skilled men will have. There's some kind of conversation that'll eventually come.
All skilled men, no women in your group.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't mean this in a sexist way. I feel like the highest skilled men in the world are probably more skilled than the highest skilled women in the world.
GG.
I change.
I don't
would
think
also,
you can say that
I think
on
I would
on
agree.
the internet.
Okay.
What I'm saying.
Maybe not. Maybe we'll cut it out. But at the same
I-
time, wait.
Go ahead.
I have to justify this. So, Navy SEALs. All right. What is the percentage of men to women ratio in Navy SEALs?
100 to 0.
I'm done.
Yeah, they've had it where like the girls
done.
have tried to do the test and they can't. My reasoning
I mean-
is that I think a woman would be
Throws off the whole dynamic.
right. I think
Yep.
I mean like don't get me wrong. There's obviously
But I'm sure
a
guys would
way-
for women too, like in a women's group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What?
I
Like,
just
there's a
think- I
women's
just-
group of all friends.
right.
The guys would throw off the dynamic
It's
too.
just
it's not just a
slightly.
women's thing.
It's just
Yeah.
one more factor that you don't need to have when you're trying to survive the apocalypse.
I disagree.
really.
I think you need women in your group.
I would
They're-
do co-ed.
They're co-ed 100%. I mean, just by like nature of the personality and whatever and how they're made up. They're more nurturing. They're more logical in certain things, in certain senses. If you got a group of fucking dudes, you're gonna do some dumb shit probably that you shouldn't have done. I think a woman there would definitely.
But one woman wouldn't be good. You need at least
you need a
3 or
couple. You
4.
co-ed.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
no,
I'm
that's
100%
what
on
I'm
board
saying.
for that.
Let's say you have a woman
co-ed.
It's
Yeah.
almost,
they're
I
better
mean,
at certain
it-
things.
They're better.
Most likely,
Yeah,
the
they're-
woman's gonna get banged and get pregnant. Now your whole group is fucked up.
Well, that's
Lori.
Especially if the woman was
See-
especially if the woman was like skilled at something and you needed her, she probably can't do it anymore.
This
Well,
is
pregnant.
See, that's the
what I'm
other
saying.
thing I
It's
was
that
gonna say.
It's the extra variable. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it's just
where,
like
sure,
condoms.
like, yes, don't get me wrong, there are great benefits to it, but you run so many risks of one of 8 guys falling in love with a person who they think is like,
Or
yeah,
multiple guys
this is
falling
one
in
of the
love.
last
You're
fucking
gonna be
people.
with them for years,
Right.
Yeah.
potentially.
Or,
Like,
Well,
you, or you
listen,
have 2
I don't
guys
think-
who fight over, they kill
Just
each
watch
other,
The
you
Walking
lose
Dead,
both.
right?
That's why I'm saying I trust the boys.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
saying like
Dude,
if
that's
I'm
what
saying
women
you
do.
could.
You don't trust
Yo.
me,
Hold
dude?
on.
I trust you, but like at the same time, if it comes to an apocalyptic time where there's one woman,
Dude,
there's no chance that a
I'm not
guy's,
saying
like,
one
all
woman.
If it
drive.
causes
Let's let each other
issues,
finish.
just shoot them.
Let each other finish. What were you saying?
Me?
Yeah.
There's no way that a guy's like emotional drive or sex drive would be able to stop if we're in an apocalyptic time where there's one woman in the whole group and we're like 6 months to a
We're
year
not
out
saying
of
one
apocalypse and there's one woman. It's hard to like trust someone not to do
But
it,
I'm
you know,
not
right?
saying one woman. There's not one woman
Okay,
left.
in
And
the case
then
there's multiple, then
and then on top of that, like
but then
Danny
multiple
said,
get pregnant.
well, that's what I'm saying. The other reason I would want like women in my group is because one of them would be Kat. Shout out. But I'm trying to bang still. Like what? Like you know what I mean?
though,
Like
but
I'm trying to
then-
get my
then
dick
it has to
wet.
be an even
and-
ratio of women to men.
No, it
Not
doesn't.
even.
I think you're better off running as a hardcore straight 8 guys, right?
Shoot and
For
kill.
us.
I mean straight 8 as they can be gay or straight, whatever. But straight 8 is like all the sharpshooters. You know what I
Well,
mean?
if
All
they're
the-
gay,
all the
that
rules.
throws up the
Wait,
dynamic
wait,
too.
Listen. All
That's
all
he's
the
kind of
rules.
right though.
So, if you were to meet up and find a like partner gang of women, maybe you have a
Yeah,
good chance.
yeah.
But in my personal gang, we don't have time to start relationships. That whole sex horny drive thing, you're trying to fucking live. I don't care if you want to bang.
Yeah.
Jerk off in your
I
hand
agree,
and
yeah.
do it in the woods.
Well,
And then come back and hold the post.
well, here's
We don't have fucking time.
Here's
There's people trying to rob us. We have to go kill other
Exactly.
people
There's
to
only
get
so
our
many
shit.
fucking canned
There's
peaches
no
left.
fucking
We gotta
time.
go, man.
There's no time to
yeah,
bang
we don't
women.
have time for this
Here's
bullshit.
here's a question that you say like I kind of agree with you that there's no time to start a relationship and do this.
Yeah,
now,
we're trying to
everyone
fucking
here
live.
like is not in a relationship, right? And no
No.
one.
No,
Okay, so I'm the only one.
right.
If there was ever this situation, I would want to bring my girlfriend.
Oh,
with
sure.
me.
Right,
Like,
no,
you know
we're
what I
assuming-
mean?
but,
Like,
No, we're assuming all family and everything is already like gone. Like,
Gone.
we're
oh,
assuming
I'm
it's
killing
only boys
myself
right
then.
now. You would not kill
And you
yourself.
wanted to
You
live.
would-
All right,
you wouldn't
it's
kill yourself.
theoretical. Bear with us here.
All right, well, I'm just saying. You're saying all family and friends are gone except your
No, no,
boys.
no.
Like, come on. I mean, come
You're
on.
so let's just say it's us 5 and there's 3 other boys that we are close with that we would have in the same group. That's all we're saying. You'd kill yourself. You had 8 boys left.
No, of course
Exactly.
not. Of
So
course
there
not.
you go.
All right,
But here's the other-
but then I wouldn't have to make that decision of
Yeah.
adding a woman to the group. You're taking out the choice.
Well, no,
Like,
no.
it's
We're
just,
saying if
okay,
there's another
yeah, if it's
random
just
woman,
us.
like if we ran into a woman on the street and they wanted to join our group.
No, I'm in love.
What were you gonna say, Danny?
Oh.
Well, what I was gonna say is like
Good answer. Good
to
answer.
kind of
good
play
answer.
devil's advocate with the whole thing. If you
Like,
didn't have a woman or somebody to breed
Ready to wash my
with,
forehead when I lean back.
like, what would the point of even living necessarily be in the apocalypse?
Oh,
Right?
if you had a woman, they
If
died.
you didn't. No, if you didn't. Like,
Oh,
let's say it
oh,
is
oh,
just
oh.
all the boys.
Sheer survival. If you
Yeah.
didn't want to die, people are
I don't
See,
wanna
scared.
die
I
right
don't
now,
think
I'm a
it's
woman.
honestly like in my opinion, if it was just sheer survival in a post-apocalyptic setting like that,
Right.
I don't think it'd be worth living.
Yeah,
I'm starting to
your
rebuild.
perspective is totally. I mean,
Yeah,
I
you're
get
not.
that.
You're not a
Rebuild?
survivor.
See now, rebuilding is something I hadn't thought about. If you're rebuilding, I think you can have way more women.
You
But
gotta
wouldn't
you gotta
you-
start
So
with the core group.
You got to
Yeah.
start with a core group, but like, what
You
is
have
that
to
core group doing?
survive.
Are they
You have to
going out in the
survive
world
to
and
get
just, like,
the
fucking
rebuild.
hunting for shit, or are we?
I don't know. You're
rebuilding?
searching
have to
for a group who
survive.
matches your ideals.
right.
Look, I would take women if they have skill sets that benefit me,
Right.
regardless of like shit. Like,
Right.
if they have stuff that benefits me, I don't care if it's gonna like mess with group dynamics. Don't fuck the one chick. Like,
It's not that easy.
look, I get it's not that easy, but if you fuck up, you fuck up. We beat the shit out of you and we move on.
I would say. I say.
Spot on.
I would say the beginning of it, you'd have to have your core group like set.
Yeah, you
live
have to
out that
trust who
area,
you're with.
survive for a
And if
while,
they backstab
and
you,
then wait like
beat the shit
6
out.
months, a year, 2 years until you finally start like making that step to like rebuild. Because then you know that group is also surviving and that they have benefits to you. Because once a group of women has survived for 2 years and you survive for 2 years, clearly you got something that can.
Dude, if
I-
me and the
can work.
boys run up and we find one girl,
Sean, make sure you're talking
right?
close enough to the mic.
All right. If me and the boys happen to find one female, and she's skilled,
Choo-choo.
she's skilled as shit, right? She has all the necessary.
Shout out to Kat. Nice.
We've all she has like necessary skills that we don't have. There's no chance in hell I'm gonna just say like, nope, sorry, you're on your own when you have skills that we need.
Oh, definitely.
Like, it makes
I
no
agree.
sense.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. But,
Like accepting like, no, we can't have one girl in the group. That's dumb.
but it's not about accepting. It's all about motive. Like, dude, like if you have 8 people in your group that you
Dude,
wait,
but-
that you genuinely trust, like you have 8 people that you are diehard trust for, you would die for. Bringing that one person on board who has that skill, what if like you don't know what that person can do?
You're arguing against his
But-
point,
but
kind
you
of.
know that she has a
It's
skill
his
that
point.
you need.
I'm just saying.
like it's
Sean's
like
point?
it's
No, I am
literally
arguing
Yeah,
against
so
needed.
no,
Take it.
listen, like you're arguing against your own point with what he's saying, because if you have these 8 people that you like trust so much, 100% down, like are loyal, then you would also trust that, hey, this person is an asset to us. We're not gonna fuck and ruin it or fall in love and fucking whatever.
And
You're
if-
saying
and
you
if
trust
you-
them
if
so
you
much.
do
Why
make that-
wouldn't they
that's
do
on you.
that?
You'd have to make that like point before like the person.
Well,
is
here's a
joining
question:
others.
would you have to make that choice? Do you think you'd be a leader in this situation? You guys around the table,
like,
what do you guys
individually?
think? Yeah.
I would say in my own way. Like I don't think I'd be. I would say I'd have a unique skill set in it. Like some
Right.
kind of-
So, well, here's what I'm saying. If that, let's say that situation that we're talking about,
obviously
arises.
this is very hypothetical. We're just kind of going
yeah,
on a rant
clearly.
about.
I mean,
because
clearly,
of
we're
what's
just
going on.
talking.
Yeah.
I
But
thought there was a real zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
going
same.
on.
I thought
Me
it
too.
was
I could have sworn
happening.
we were actually prepping.
I was getting ready right now, actually. But let's say that situation arises. Do you see yourself as the one who is saying, no, this isn't happening or this is happening? Or do you see yourself as
the
the
person
one that's
joining?
like, the rest of the group says this, I may not believe this is the right thing, but I'm going to go with it. Or do you think you're going to step up and be that
I
guy?
don't think there should be one leader if it's all a group of friends. I feel like it'll be like
Definitely
a group
not.
decision. So I mean,
Someone's
I would
gotta
have my
step
po-
up.
I would
I'm a
definitely
support player.
I would definitely like say my point. Like I'd be vocal. I'm not just gonna sit there and like be quiet ass bitch.
Right.
Okay.
I would
can
definitely
get
like
behind
I would
that.
definitely say like, hey, this person isn't I'm not comfortable with, or it depends on the person obviously.
But the rest of the group says, like, too bad. And then you're just like, well, I trust you
if
guys.
all 7 are in with it and I'm not, then
What if it's majority?
like 5 out of 5
5,
and
4.
3, 5 and 3. I mean, I feel like then
5 and
I feel like
2.
it shouldn't. I feel like it can't be majority. It has to be more than majority. It has to be like almost everyone.
It's got to be 6-2 or like
6 to 2, 7 to 1. Yeah,
Okay.
it has to be a almost full group like agreement. Yeah.
I think in a post-apocalyptic situation, this might be bold because there's a lot of different situations that it could occur. But I would argue that a majority of the situations you would come into or like come across have a very definitive win-loss situation. And if you have a group of 8 people who can all properly identify the win situation, you should be good. In other words, if you come across a problem and everyone's not on the same page, obviously one of those people isn't like what I was saying about like super extremely skilled in understanding of what they
Yeah.
do, because everyone who's in that group should be on the same page.
Yeah, I kinda-
Obviously, I think that's pretty optimistic to think that everyone would be.
Mhm.
And there would, I think, logistics be like there's discussion about what goes on. But I think all 8 of those people could come to the same page in agreement.
Yeah.
It
If
might
there's-
take a few hours, but hey, if this is a fucking life or death plan, you got hours.
If there's 7 people in the
True.
group that agree and one doesn't, and like say that's you, obviously I'm gonna go to you and be like, what is your, like, obviously explain it. Like I genuinely want to hear it, not like, oh, why do you think this? All of us think that. No, I'd want to be like, yo, dude, like,
Right.
I'm genuinely curious
up
why
with
you
this?
don't think that this person is like a trustworthy person
All right,
or this
I got-
decision.
I got a question. If this was happening, right, and you had to make we all talked about our ideal size of our squad size, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
If you had to pick a group of 4, so yourself and then 3 others, right now, who would you pick?
In this group,
No,
Oof.
anybody.
And
And
how many
there's-
people?
You got 4, and you're
So
one
it's
of them.
you
So
and
you got
3.
3 people. Who's your go-to squad
that's
off the
hard.
rip?
Shit.
See, but they don't know the people we know.
What?
You could
But
pick
the
anyone.
audience doesn't know who we
cares?
know.
Yeah,
you know?
don't-
I'm
it
asking
just-
you.
yeah,
I'm not
what?
asking them.
That's hard. Sam's definitely on it. Sam's definitely on it.
Really?
Yeah, just because decision making, I feel
Of
like Sam will
anyone
have a-
you know?
Yeah,
Holy fuck!
Yeah, Sam
Thanks,
Levitt-
dude.
That's pretty
Sam-
good.
That's
'cause-
pretty good.
Wow.
I feel like he's level-headed.
I
Like,
consider a lot of you
I picked
best
Sam as
friends,
well.
and I'm saying right now, none of you are on my list.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
I was
just
thinking,
saying.
I was thinking people that could like off people quickly, very quickly. They either shoot them like that,
we're
or they
thinking
can.
like any person who's lethal. Like
He was saying pick.
Yeah, but
your
No, I'm
close
saying
place.
no.
squad.
I'm saying people you know, like
Right.
people that you could do
Oh, okay,
it with.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. You
okay.
can't be like I want Barack Obama, The Rock,
Right,
and,
right.
you know,
I think
like
it's super. His
yeah.
connections, he could find someone who's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I
not
know
fair,
someone
though.
who's
That's
got
not fair.
crazy
You got,
intel
like,
connects. You
a
know,
bunch of army people.
Well,
I wouldn't pick
you
a single one of them. I'm telling you right now.
Oh,
so
really?
people we know.
Yeah.
You're saying.
Talking about people you know, yeah,
All
straight up. Who's your 4? Like that, you're like, you know what? I need this is my squad, real quick. I know I can grab them together.
Dude, I think I'd
Who
have
you
Sean.
picking
I think
up?
I'd have Sean and Sam in it.
You got one more slot to fill.
So you already have another team, so I can't pick you.
Oh, gee, you can pick. You can
Yeah,
pick
you can
whoever
pick
you
anyone.
want. You're just not on mine.
I can't put you on it then.
That's fine.
See, Daniel would be great for comedy reasons, but he doesn't have a will to live, so I can't.
That's pretty true.
So I
Yeah,
can't
that
pick
is
him.
true.
Yo, guys, real funny joke.
Yeah,
Jack would be crazy with killing people.
Hey,
for sure.
thanks for picking me,
But-
man.
Yeah, right.
I
But I don't know. Jack's ticking time bomb sometimes. I don't know. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know, dude. My team. Fuck. Of people
Sam
I
is a
know,
good choice.
Said, dude, I'm telling you,
Thanks.
he'd be like
Sam
the
is a
decision
really
maker.
good
Sam
choice.
is
Sam's
like
not
a
a bad
power
choice
move.
at all.
If
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
4, Sam's not one of them. He's the 5th guy I'm trying to get in contact with, though. I will say
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You-
'cause
you
There's
This
so
is
many
definitely.
ways to think about it, but if we're going straight, like, I need you to do things.
All right, Danny, you're starting. We'll go around the room.
Well,
Okay.
you're not even doing straight. I need you to do things like the 4 people that you
like
would want.
straight
like
up
that's-
survivability.
It's up to
Or anything,
you. It's
anything.
up to
Oh,
you. Like
God,
what
that even
you
makes it
would
worse for
want,
me.
who you would want there. Because like I know who
Shit.
mine are.
And it's not.
Is it
What can I ask you? Is it your family?
number one
is Cat.
Is it your family,
is.
Ryan?
No, none of them are my
So like,
direct
I
family.
just want to know like what your like goal
Say
is with
yours
this group.
first.
My 4, all right. My 4 is Kat is coming with me, and then I'm calling Mike Nolan, and my 3rd, ideally, would probably be someone else, but for my own group and like things to go wrong, I'd say Mike's girlfriend Soph, who's like also one of my best friends. That'd be our 4, and we
But, like,
roll
so-
out.
And you're rolling out and you're fucking. Because like, how am I not gonna
Our
pick my
group will
family?
fuck
You know what I
you.
mean?
Sorry, hold on.
Whatever.
It just with Sean and Sam, my group would fuck your group up.
I'd kill all 3 of you by myself.
Definitely not. Dude, Sean's wrestling skills, dude.
Um,
All it's about.
I'm gonna shoot him.
I own them.
Gonna shoot him in the face.
I gotta think of another one though.
Wait, I think it's Danny going.
Well, all
ahead,
right. So, if it was just like to survive, and the most competent people that I know, I would probably go Frank, followed by Sam.
Sam's a great choice.
That's a good
Sam's a
group.
very good choice. Followed by I get one more, right? 4
Yeah.
total.
Yep.
Oh God damn it!
I have a good group. I have my group.
Shit. Who else?
You don't like my group,
I
Danny.
don't know many competent people. Somebody, probably honestly, my cousin Judy. Yeah.
Okay.
She level-headed enough to.
Ryan's already got his.
get shit
Sean.
done. Oh, you know what? Oh, God damn.
You can change it. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
It's not cement.
It's not real either, so
Right.
you pick
Yeah,
right.
This is why I'd kill myself because I can't. I
Right.
can't. Like,
This is too
I
much.
can't make
I'm
too
out of
many
here.
decisions, like-
I can't.
Yeah, right.
God damn it! I need to find people to move with.
I want
I'm
this bottle of wine. That
Depending on the
bottle of
situation, I'll say
vodka,
this.
and
Depending on whatever the
bottle of
fucking
rum.
It's like a robot apocalypse or some zombie or depending on what it is.
Okay.
I'd probably replace Judy with Brandon. He knows
Oh.
his shit.
No.
Yeah.
He
Okay,
knows his shit.
Sean.
It's tough.
It is tough, man. Oof, that's
Definitely
a-
Sam. Sam was like
I'm-
shooing.
I'm sitting over here like I don't fucking know anyone on my team. You guys are like, yeah, it's tough. You have like 2 people. You need that third. I'm like, I don't know who the
Dude,
fuck
Sam-
I'm picking, man.
Sam is a shoe in. He's a genius. He's good looking. He's
Right.
smart, and he's level headed, and he tells it like it is, dude.
Right.
Thanks,
I'd get
Sean.
us killed.
Dude, if
Thank
if
you.
I
I'd get
like
us
if
killed.
I'm like, yo guys, let's go bungee jumping. Sean, it's a post-apocalyptic world. Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
My
it'd be
bad,
fun.
my bad.
No.
Yeah.
We aren't doing that. Okay, that's fair.
So, yeah, makes sense.
Sam, these berries look
So I
really
would pick-
good.
I would
No,
pick Sam.
No.
Dude, Ryan's up there just because you've got training like hell, dude.
That is true.
That's
Thank you.
It's
Oh,
tough.
I'd love to be on your team.
Probably Troy, you are a moron, man.
I'd
You
be
are
fun, though. I'd be fun.
you are dumb as shit.
I'd be fun.
Troy is a
I'd be
wild
fun.
card.
Troy is an
Troy's a
absolute
wild card
wild
for
Troy,
sure.
You have no
listen,
idea.
listen. Troy,
Right.
Troy is definitely the pick if you're giving yourself 48 hours to get as drunk as possible and die from alcohol poisoning.
Right.
The best 48 hours are partially going to be spent with Troy.
Right.
Yeah.
The last probably like 12, 15 hours of those, they're going to be real bad. You're going to be dying.
Here's
but,
the thing.
But hey, the first like 36,
Right.
you're looking
Good
good.
time.
Yeah, we're gonna
Here's
have
the
fun.
thing. Peter is also
Nah, fuck that. dude.
look.
That is the worst
Listen,
option.
I know.
Absolutely not.
Listen, I know.
Oh my
It,
god.
but he's athletic. He's like he has the physical qualities, but mentally he's just not there.
No.
I would disagree. I was thinking, Peter, I'm like, if you really wanted a hard lose, like a full int of this game we're playing,
Yeah.
you'd pick Peter.
Right.
You'd pick Peter and 2 clones of Peter.
Dude,
Yeah, he would
He has the
immediately
athleticism.
flame
You
the
gotta have
first
Peter on the
person you
podcast.
saw. And
yeah.
Hey,
Like,
fuck
he's-
you, dude.
He's
Shoots
not,
in the head.
he's
Yeah.
not the right choice, but I want to bring him because he's my boy. But I
Well,
don't
what
think
the
I can
fuck?
pick
I
him.
can't even go. That's just dumber than me.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
He's
I'm
also,
not
I'd
picking
argue,
Peter.
he's
Oh,
definitely
okay.
less athletic than Troy.
Yeah.
He is not athletic. Although he
He can
No,
swim, dude. That's
he
all.
can
He's not
swim.
coordinated.
Yes,
That's
yeah,
it.
I
He
guess.
can't. He
All
can't do
right.
anything.
Also,
Fuck it. I'll go.
he hasn't swam
yo,
in a year, so he
I'll
definitely
go.
still
I'll go
can't
easy
swim.
answer. So I'm gonna go Sam, Troy, Ryan, just because the trust factor
we would
is the
We would
boys.
kill.
We'd kill it.
we'd kill.
Like we'd be.
I think
fine.
we'd be good. Yeah.
Because as soon as Troy does something stupid, all three of us would be
Yeah.
like, shut
No,
the,
not
shut
me.
the
Dude,
fuck
I
up."
feel like in
Dude,
post-apocalyptic time, I
Troy
wouldn't
would
be that
say
bad.
no. You would. Troy would say. Troy would say some dumb shit. I'd hype him up and say, "Let's do it," and you two would be like, "That's really stupid."
I would probably join in at first and be like, yeah, let's do
Yeah,
it. And then as soon
like right before,
Sam would probably come to me first and be like, hey, we should tell them that's a bad idea. And I'd be like, you're right. And then
Yeah.
we tell you.
All right. So for me, like, I want to have all 4. I want to do us 4. Like, sorry, Danny, you're out.
He wants
No,
to
that's
kill
fine.
himself.
No,
Yeah, he
yeah.
Look,
wants to die.
Danny literally doesn't want to be
So
chosen.
right.
I think
yeah.
I think the only person I'd probably place is Sean if I was gonna do it. I'd probably do either Sean, Ryan, and Sam, and then if I had to, I might do Chip over Sean.
Who's Chip?
Oh, Chip?
Yeah,
Who's
Oh,
Chip?
wow.
That
Yeah.
Chip?
yeah.
Yeah.
Chip would be
Chip?
sick. Chip would be sick.
For what
he's
reasons?
a survivalist. He is a survivalist.
Are you serious?
Chip Skylar?
I just don't know him well
No,
enough.
Chip's
I
fucking
am
dope.
serious.
Chip literally works for
I
like a gun
feel,
insurance
My
company,
shiny
and he's,
teeth in me?
Like, goes shooting like three times a week.
Wow.
Yeah, he
I
has
didn't
like
know
He
20
knows
guns,
shit. Yeah. That's
and he's like a
that's good.
survivalist.
That is a good
person.
pick.
Yeah, so Chip's sick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Chip
So
is
he's
sick.
like the gunner, you know.
Yeah, so Chip has been shooting since he's like 12. So I'd probably go Chip.
Wow.
Yeah, Ryan
That's-
and Chip on the same
that's-
team with Sam.
Yeah, that's what Ryan is to me.
Yeah, but
See-
like Chip's like above Ryan. Like I'm sorry. You've trained obviously, but you haven't shot as much as this kid. So you'd be
Yeah,
my like
I mean, that's-
middle of the
yeah,
ground like
that's
skilled,
fine.
and then he'd be my shooter, and I'd Sam for my thought, and then me to have fun.
Troy goes, and then I contribute 0.
Yeah.
Zero. Hey, but I get to choose. So,
I don't know. I
You're
feel
stuck
like
with me,
I feel
bitch.
like I would pick up shooting a gun pretty quickly,
Yeah.
especially when that's
I have.
all I had to do. You know what I mean? Like
Not
that's my
that hard.
my main goal is just to get really good at
Is to blow
shooting.
up.
I'd have all fucking day to just practice shooting. Be like, all right, I think I'm getting this down. I think I learned
but
pretty
it's
quickly.
nice to have a shooter already in the group
True.
because then you get.
I think everyone needs to shoot,
Yeah.
or at least have the ability to fucking learn how to shoot real quick.
Everyone needs to shoot in your
My
group,
hand
for
shakes, so
sure.
I'm not out
Right.
of luck.
You gotta
You
shoot.
guys shooting for me,
No, you're fine.
Fuck my group.
Just apex it.
dude. My
I'm
couch. just getting
okay.
good.
So Sean, how I'm trying to like make my group is like a Dr. Stone kind of thing where we're going
Right.
we're going straight utility.
Right.
We need someone who like
That's exactly
doesn't
right.
run out of energy ever. We need someone who's like
Oh,
pretty
that's a
much
good
I'm
point.
going to say, "Hey, we need wood until we don't need wood." And they're going to go, "All right, that sounds good to me." And they keep going. I think Ryan fits that pretty well. He would just keep going until he's tired. He's like, "Hey, my hands are bleeding." I'll be like, "I think that's good. You're good. You're definitely good." Yeah. You're,
Like,
you're
I
good
haven't
on wood.
slept in 48 hours.
yeah.
We have 3 piles of wood.
Sam's like, I've seen you gone 3 days before on your computer, not moving. You keep
Right.
going.
Right. I think possibly the second person, which I might fill with myself, is someone who could cook. Someone who's able to like whip you up something that's not dog shit
Dude,
food.
Jack would be good for that.
True. To be honest, I don't know how good of a cook Jack is.
I think he.
I mean,
You
like,
need
I
to
can
be a
vouch for
good
myself,
cook with
but-
your resources too. That's the thing. It
true.
can't
Right.
just be someone who can cook
That's
in the
why
kitchen.
Frank would be
Right.
good.
You know what I mean?
Right. Shit. So
So
we
I'd
got the
steal
brawn.
MREs too.
Fuck. I guess I don't know. I guess I might be the cook. Fuck. And I think last two, me Who's the other person? Oh, Ryan.
Me.
He's right there.
Dude, the military training is just like a big plus.
It is a big.
Yeah, for sure. You can't.
Marquise.
you
So
can't
we
doubt
probably
it.
try to like have sex.
I
with
think
John.
my cousin Jamie, who has like he has like the most common sense I've ever heard in like most situations. And then, someone's super skilled.
You need some physical attributes.
Here's the thing.
My
not
cousin is like
that
6
guy.
foot. I feel like
It's
Ryan's a pretty
unfortunate.
good physical attribute. I myself, when I need to be, could be a physical attribute.
I take
You're
LeBron
pretty.
James.
You're pretty fit and athletic.
I take
You'll be
LeBron
fine.
James.
LeBron James.
Mm.
Oh, you know that guy?
No, not really.
Shit. Oh, Tyler Bergman. Y'all messed up on that.
All of
one.
our groups have changed.
Oh.
No idea who that
Tyler-
is.
He's
Tyler
a
got
big
That's
man.
And
guy
he's a
to
wild
have.
man. He could do some crazy shit, I feel like.
Throw some alcohol in that man, and he's set. I'm
He
telling
doesn't
you.
drink.
I know that, but imagine in a post-apocalyptic where you go,
See,
"Hey
no one
man,
can
you
say
don't
it.
really feel too much pain now." He's like, "Yeah, I don't feel pain," and he just goes in.
Huh.
He's the SWAT team by
This
himself.
changes everything.
That was a pretty clutch pick, huh?
Yeah.
That's super gay to look at,
It-
but
I know. Yeah, I've seen it.
I'm into it though.
I don't know what it is. This is him from his. Oh yeah, he's sculpted. Look at him.
Dude, he's a big man.
Yeah.
Like, fucking huge. And
So,
he
yeah, I think that's
definitely
it.
has something wired wrong. Like, I think he could go some crazy
Yeah,
shit.
no, that's
well,
a good
if-
group.
Yeah,
that might
so-
be a negative thing, but hopefully, if he's on a leash the
I'm
whole
going
time,
Chip, Berg, and Ryan. I'm sorry, it's a lot of physical activity. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
think you got too many.
I think I'm sticking with
I
Chip,
think
Ryan,
you
and
got
Sam.
too many. You don't have enough utility in that group.
No, Chip, Ryan, and Sam. I'm sticking with.
See,
That's
I'm,
pretty good.
I'm just
Sam's
like the
enough
all
utility.
rounder, so I
yeah,
can
I'm
just
gonna
like
say
pick
this
around
'cause
myself.
Sam is a logical person.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's a survivalist, which is what you need,
Sam, dude. Sam was in fucking what's it called? Boy Scouts, dude. Bitch.
dude. You were wait. How far did you get?
I was there for like 2.5 years.
He didn't eagle out.
Oh no, I definitely
I didn't either,
didn't
but
eagle
I
out.
also was.
Brian Cacchetti was an Eagle.
I don't know
I
who the
said his
fuck
last
that
name.
is.
Fuck. Sorry,
It's
Danny.
fine.
We'll bleep it out. No, you won't. But whatever.
Yeah, like
We've said like 50 last names. So
Yeah.
we're
No,
fine.
I don't think we did. I think we said
Yeah,
one.
you just said your last pick. You just said it.
Tyler.
yeah.
Yeah.
I said
Dude,
Mike's
it's totally,
last name.
guys, forget it. It's fine.
It's
it's
100%
totally
fine.
fine.
But also
It's all right, man. Jeez Louise.
on that
Taking it
topic,
out on himself.
I think like like it's real hard, you know, that question. 'Cause
Yeah, it's super tough.
I would pick up those three, and then obviously immediately I would try and get more people, you know, and I have those people, you know,
Right.
in mind as well. But like to start things going and people that I could like rely on and be like, hey, this is what we need to do. You just gotta get your shit together and let's go do it. Easy, hands down. That's who you gotta go with.
Yeah.
Boys.
Now here's something interesting. So we obviously picked those people based on their attributes. What do you guys think your attributes are?
Oh, dude.
Mm.
Like
Oh,
what?
that's-
Like if you're looking at yourself, like what do I bring to the group?
Well, my first one is that I'm so humble I can't think of any.
It's funny you asked that. I actually have I've always had this. I have like a really hard time assessing myself. Like self-reflection is just like not something I've ever
Really?
been good at. Yeah. So like
I don't think highly of myself in any way.
All right.
So like, I don't really know
Daniel,
what
let's
to tell
start
you.
with you. Do you have anything?
Post-apocalypse.
Maybe I could be the cook.
Okay.
I think you could be the cook and super underrated, but like comedic relief.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Just
could
Someone,
bring
someone,
relief.
Yeah,
someone
but
that keeps
sure.
you fucking sane.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
keeps
if
you
you-
grounded.
I know
Yeah.
you might not see it that way, but that's for sure utility.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
100%.
Big
What's
ups.
up?
You're
For me?
you're
Yeah, let's hear it.
borderline in my group.
Right.
No lie.
Minus
the fact you want to kill yourself.
I don't know. I mean, like the military training is probably the number one. Like you throw me out in the woods, I can live for a couple days like off of that for sure. Can shoot. And if like let's say it happened like I said when I was in the military, that's a big asset cuz like I said in this movie I'm writing, I'm stealing I'm getting shit, you know what I mean? So I got supplies. So, you know, if it happened after I got out of the military, then just the training. But
Sean?
So for me, it's like I don't view myself as excelling in anything, right? Not to say I'm not good, but I'm like I always say that I'm the support player IRL, right?
Mhm.
So I'm decently smart. I'm athletic. I'm in okay, look, I'm in bad shape now. Let's be honest. But I can get in
You
good
get-
shape
get it
relatively
together.
easily.
Yeah.
All of us
You know
can
what I
get
mean?
You'd
in
have
shape,
to.
yeah.
Like you're gonna have to, but like I'm kind of like the all rounder, where it's like I think I could help out wherever we needed it at a specific time, which is not the most useful ability.
I think
but
that's very
it's,
useful.
It's
though.
okay.
Yeah.
Having someone that can come up for any situation and being like, I'm gonna do at least something to help out.
Yeah,
it's
I'm not
still
gonna be,
very
I'm
useful.
not
Yeah.
dead weight no matter where you throw.
Mhm.
Exactly.
That's called being reliable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm
Yeah.
not
And
I'm
I
not
think-
the I'm
I
not
think
the
that's-
person you'd hand pick for the job, but like you get me. You're not like shit.
You send you send you along with the specialist on the mission.
Exactly.
And,
I'll
and you
hold my own.
and you know
I think
assist.
I think for me, I would definitely not be the decision maker. I think I'd have to listen to people. But
Really,
I think my like
That's shocking to me.
Right.
oh dude,
I agree.
I would understand.
Troy's always been the talker.
yeah in a game, but like I feel like in real life, like I would have to like lean on
No,
someone.
you're literally my talker IRL. You fix orders for me, literally. So
All right, well,
I don't want to talk
wait,
to people.
I think
Fix
my skill
orders?
would
yeah,
be
I'll order
But-
something
hold
and they'll
on.
bring it out. Say I order something with no pickles and
Right.
it's just got pickles on it. I go,
no that's
shit.
that's one of the
And
things.
Troy goes up and he goes, "Oh, I got it," and he'll go fix it for me.
I'd say like my like willingness to speak up, I guess, is good, and like just in any situation, being like a deceiving like charmer, I guess. Like I feel like I could
Charisma.
charm. I feel like I could charm people that
Yeah.
we don't-
Charisma, you guy. I get
Charisma.
you.
like I feel like I
Yeah.
could charm people we don't know into like trusting us.
Yeah, I
like,
want
feel
to
like I'd be
sleep with you right
deceiving.
now.
Oh, okay. I feel like I could be
Well,
deceiving to people
so
and like
charming.
I don't even know if it's
Um,
deceptive as just like you're
You
a good
could-
talker.
I
yeah,
would-
no,
I
no,
would-
I know.
this
I'm
is-
saying like
this
I
is
feel like
personable.
that'd be a
You're just
benefit of
personable.
being
Yeah.
Yeah.
like that. Like I'm personable, so that
I
that
agree
means
with
I
that.
could do that.
No, being personable is definitely an
Yeah,
asset.
that's
I'd
my-
say
that's
for
my-
sure.
I was gonna say, I think it just falls under charisma. If he needed to deceive someone, he would do that. If he
That's what
needed
I'm
to
saying,
like
yeah.
sweet talk
Absolutely.
someone,
Yeah.
he would.
Yeah,
Like I
he
can
would
sweet
do
talk because I'm charming. is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Right. I think mine
humble.
is the opposite, where I think decision making. I could be like, this definitely needs to get done.
That's why I was
First.
leaning on
Yeah.
someone
Like
him.
for
That's
sure,
why
it'd be
I-
like,
that's
why it
this
sounds
is
so
our
good.
first priority. The other stuff, guy, that can be done whenever. We don't need that right now. And be
Right.
like, oh, but the sticks look good this way. It's
Right.
like
See,
we don't have a door. Do you guys not understand? We don't have a door.
no,
Like,
but that's why I need Sam. Like he'll decision make, but then also tell me when I should be like when I should be that charming person. So he'd be like, "Yo, that person's trying to like
Yeah.
fuck with us."
I think that's what like
go up to them and
what
like,
you're pointing out is
confront them,
definitely
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
is definitely why most of us picked you because it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
every group needs that and I think you're really good at it.
He's just
Thank you.
level headed
for sure.
Right.
for sure.
Yeah, you need level-headedness.
Yeah. Like he's someone who could like be like, if everyone's panicking, he'll just get on board with it, but also like say why it's okay to panic for it. You know what I mean?
And he'll give you a plan. He's
Yeah,
not just
a
gonna
plan to,
he's
like,
not gonna
get
freak
over
out.
the
He'll say
panic.
like, look,
Yeah.
this is the bad shit and this is what we're gonna do to work better on
Yeah.
it. 'Cause
Not
I wouldn't be
just,
able to do that. I'd just be like, bad things are happening. Uh-oh.
Shit.
Oh no, not good.
Mildly Pro podcast listeners, I know we haven't talked to you in a minute, but we've been kind of going on this
Oh,
nice
yeah.
rant. But if you have any kind of traits you think about yourself that would be great for an apocalyptic time, or if you have any suggestions for our apocalypse options, just let us know. I know you don't know a lot of people that we're discussing, but maybe we'll have them on the podcast soon. Most of them, we have some of them here, but we'll definitely have Peter on at some point.
Unfortunately.
Berg,
yeah,
Berg, I
that'll
don't know.
that'll be strange.
Berg, I don't know, and Chip, I don't
Also-
know, but
Brandon, I think we'll have
Brandon will be on.
Yeah.
Also, if I go through the comments and I see any very, very useful talents,
You
might
You're
be,
in.
might
be
DM you.
drafted.
Might
Yeah,
get picked.
might be
Yeah,
drafted.
you might
Join.
be put on the team. So
Shaq's already in. You see him.
Or
Yeah,
maybe
he's
also
bringing him with
leave your team in the comments and just put like a one line of what their main asset is for you.
That-
And let us
that's
know.
what
That's
you
why
should do.
What do you
That's
guys
sick.
got
me.
going
Everyone's
on?
gonna write some troll shit, even though we have like no comments.
Yeah,
Chuck
yeah.
Norris, like
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
says it's Chuck
yeah.
Norris, you know?
Yeah,
I knew
I
that. I met
know,
him once.
dude. If I could pick 4 people that are like I
He's
don't
on my
know,
Facebook.
that's
I
it's
know.
a totally different story.
Yeah, I know who I'm picking like right away.
Wait,
dude.
wait. I just have one question. If
Literally every Navy
let's
SEAL.
let's not fill out like the whole team, but I just have a question for Troy. Of those 3 people, it could be anyone. Would LeBron James be on it?
No,
Really?
Whoa.
no,
Wow.
dude. Literally, I could pick like a fucking 6'6" Navy SEAL who like.
but didn't
can
you
do
say
anything.
that he's like the most athletic athlete?
No, I said okay. This is an important argument here. Okay, if LeBron James was born into a sport like besides basketball and grew up learning that sport just like another person did who's a professional, he would be able to out like skill that person in that sport because of his body type.
Yeah, he's a freak of nature.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right. So you think he'd be the best at any sport he plays?
Okay,
So what if he grew up into a Navy
him and
SEAL?
Conor McGregor both grew up being UFC fighters, all right? I think LeBron could, obviously he's different weight, like, yeah, but he could cut to a point of fighting someone like Conor McGregor and fuck him up.
I don't think he could cut.
I don't think he cut that
50
much. Maybe not that
pounds.
much.
That'd be
Okay.
wild.
Let's
Okay,
say-
I give you
Wait,
in his weight class,
Right,
he'd be
right.
better
Let's say
than
John
McGregor.
Jones. Let's say he's
Right.
fighting John Jones, who
Right.
can definitely get to a weight class of the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
for
LeBron
sure.
James is a 6'9" powerhouse. He
Yeah.
will fuck him up. Like,
Yeah.
Like John Jones looks huge, right?
So what
he's
if-
like 6'3".
so-
I don't even know how tall he is. Let me.
So
He's-
what if
he's
what
around
if LeBron was born into being a Navy SEAL then, Troy?
Yeah.
All right, then he's on your team.
He's the best MC in the whole
100%
world.
he'll be my team.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like at that point you kind of have to pick.
What the fuck happened?
You kind of for sure have to pick trained Navy SEAls.
He fucked
Who
up.
else do you
100%.
know is just like
All right.
more?
I wouldn't.
He is 6'4".
Who's more lethal?
Dude, I would just pick. Dude, I'm picking Joe Rogan.
I thought about that, but like he's great at like jujitsu. But
Yeah.
Dude, I'm picking Joe Rogan, and then I'm picking my group would be so random.
I just like
Campbell's
I,
Like Joe
I,
Rogan would
I
be
consider
one
Joe
for
Rogan
sure.
Chris
for sure.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Nah, mine
He's
would
dead.
be like if I could pick people like that, I would not be thinking about
Chris
survivability
McKinley. I'm
at
picking
all.
Chris McKinley. You know
I'd
that
pick
is?
like Joe Rogan, and then I'd pick like, just some really funny person.
Tom
It's
Segura.
modern.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd pick Joe Rogan, Tom Segura, and Burt Kreischer.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
Straight
let
up,
me-
those
let
three.
me-
Yeah,
That'd
just-
be the greatest experience of my whole life. I'd be
Yeah.
like, I could fucking die whenever
Right.
you guys want me to. I'll do it right now.
Sam, let me get back on topic. All right. So, 6'4", John Jones. All right. He
Yeah.
probably doesn't. He's probably not actually 205. Probably like fights at 205. I'd say. So he's 6'4". LeBron is 6'9", 250. All right. 6'9". He's
Yeah.
5 inches taller than this guy, and that guy looks like a beast.
Check his wingspan. Check both of them.
7'1". That's crazy.
Their
That's a long
wingspan's
ass
pretty
wingspan.
important.
It's right there. 7'1".
I know.
7 foot. Oh,
Where's
John
that?
Jones has a
Where's
bigger
it at?
reach.
Where's it at?
It's right
Oh,
there.
7 foot. All right. So they're a little bigger reach,
Where's
but
it at?
again, he is 6'9". But John Jones is 6'4". All right.
Right.
LeBron James would fuck him up.
They have the same
The
reach.
wrestle- Dude, I'm telling you, this guy's a freak. He's so much stronger than everyone. Like, he looks like he's not even that like cut. Like,
No, he's
insanely jacked.
disgustingly like he's a freak of nature, bro.
People bounce off him, dude. Like, I'm telling you, if
he's
he
a
grew
thick-
up,
You want to talk about hard-bodied?
Yeah,
LeBron James.
that's what I'm saying.
bro.
Like, he doesn't
Hard
even look
body,
like he's that
hard
huge
body
anymore.
guy.
When he was
Very
in,
hard
when he was
body.
in Miami,
Wow.
he looked
Wow.
giant. Like now, he cut a lot, like 30 pounds or something, and he still looks like people are.
Yeah, he
bouncing
looks
off him.
ridiculous.
It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
he's massive.
Yeah, and you got people like Giannis who are like look way stronger than him, but LeBron would fuck him up.
Giannis
Like, I'm
doesn't
sorry.
look strong. He's just taller.
No,
Like,
yeah, Giannis. Is
dude, please tell me Giannis onto the cucumber looks bigger than LeBron James, bro.
I don't know his fucking name, dude.
What did you want to find out about him?
I'm just showing you how fucking huge.
He's
he
just
is,
saying
dude.
he
Oh,
looks
yeah.
He's
stronger
fucking
than
massive,
LeBron.
bro. That's one. I didn't even type in like.
Okay, and
Body.
just look up LeBron James.
Wait. You guys want to see someone scary? DK Metcalf. This
Bro,
man's
Talk
the
about
scariest
freak
athlete
of
I've
No,
ever seen.
nature.
LeBron don't look as big as fucking
Dude, I'm telling
Giannis.
you.
You're
No.
tripping, bro.
DK
He looks big,
Metcalf.
but like Giannis is 6'11" and still looks like that.
Troy,
You're tripping. Tone
you-
and different.
can you look up
Tone and
DK
big are
Metcalf?
different.
This is the guy I was,
Huh?
I
DK
was on a little
DK?
YouTube spree.
Yeah. Metcalf. He's right there.
This guy
man
is a
He's
freak.
the
Oh my
scariest
God.
person I've ever seen.
Look at him,
Click
bro.
on that first picture.
He fucks.
He's
That
a
doesn't even look
freak.
real.
He's a
Look at him on
freak.
the left, on the one where he's standing next
Wait,
to the
is
dude.
he's a player?
Yes, he
What
plays for
team
the
is-
Seahawks.
How tall is
Seahawks.
he?
He's sick. He was a rookie this year.
Yeah, he's
Okay,
yeah, he's
that-
He
Yeah,
was going up for rookie
um,
of the year. I don't even know if he got it because
22 years
Fucking
old.
league.
6'4", 229. LeBron's
But, like,
6'9",
So he's
250.
fat here.
He was 280
yeah,
at one
but
point.
yeah.
fuck, man. I
He's
still
got
think.
50
Dude,
pounds on him.
But
I
this
don't
is
care how
this
cut
is
he
the
looks.
LeBron James of football.
Okay, but he's still 5 inches shorter and 50 pounds less. Like I'm telling
Like,
you,
look at the first
I
one.
don't
Can you
care
just
how
click on
cut
that
he
first
looks.
picture?
LeBron will fuck him up.
Hello, can you click on the first picture?
Dude, I don't care.
How do you even get abs
He's
like
five.
That? Jesus
He's
Christ.
5 inches shorter than LeBron and only weighs like 25 pounds less.
No,
Yeah, no,
he was at one point. LeBron was 280.
Don't you think that was maybe a little bit of fat?
No, when he was on the Heat, bro, he was fucking massive. He lost weight so he could stay
He's
healthy.
6'3",
That's pretty big.
362.
that guy can't move in an
Who?
apocalypse, bro.
Look at Zion's.
As he
weight.
just looks gigantic.
Yeah.
Oh, what if you wait? Thoughts on taking the world's strongest man?
That's what I just
Oh,
looked up.
Thor Bjornsson.
No. I looked at. Okay.
285 is Zion,
Yeah,
and he's
that's
only
big.
6'6".
He's also
So
19. He could grow. Do you guys?
Yeah, that's a
realize
grown.
That's
That guy's
ridiculous.
younger than all of us.
yeah,
He
like,
could. This man could grow.
yeah, that's wild. But like,
He could kill me with his
Three-
bare hands.
like-
Oh yeah.
like Danny, what'd you say when you were like at your slimmest? What was your like? We were talking about weight loss stuff. What were you at?
My slimmest ever.
No, like when we were on the podcast talking about our weights, like
295.
295. All right, LeBron was at 280 at one point. and all muscle. That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
This guy's 285.
This 225.
Zion, no. I'm sorry.
Oh, Zion.
Sorry, I already
This is
deleted
not
it.
Zion.
Yeah, Zion was 285. That's
Yeah,
I'm
no,
telling you, basketball players are built differently. Like, I know he's a football player and he looks sick, but LeBron James, it's a different animal.
yeah. I mean, you like
If LeBron grew up playing football,
there's no question that they're heavier, but that like DK Metcalf is still a freak of nature. Bro.
yeah,
That
I'm
dude
sure,
is
I'm sure for
massive.
football. I'm
Like,
saying,
the
if,
dude
but if
is
LeBron joined the
massive.
NFL, what's happening?
He's like I don't know.
If
Fucking
if
hell.
LeBron grew up as a wide receiver,
What the hell?
Beats
if
me.
LeBron grew up as a wide receiver, do you think he's the best wide receiver in the league?
Like athleticism based off like what he is now, and then if he happened to grow up as a wide receiver,
Yes.
yeah, like probably one of the best. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
Wow.
but you could say that about any like
Who?
just anyone. Just pick anyone. Just be like,
No,
dude.
it's not
They're
how-
still
I'm
pro.
saying,
They're
like,
still a pro athlete.
Yeah,
Of course, they're still pro athletes. I'm saying like he'd be at the top. Like it's not like he in basketball. He's the top of. He's the best player in the world, right? Maybe right now he's probably like debatable.
No,
almost.
I don't.
I
he's
think
the
he's best player in the world. Yes.
Yeah.
But for 10 years, he was the best player in the world, at least. He's been in the league for 17 years, and
And
even at
the
17th
best.
year in the league, he's still the best player in the world.
How old is he?
34.
Yeah, he's been the best player in the world for 34 years.
So
He's a goat.
that long, he's been that good. There's no other player in history in any sport except for like sports that aren't physical, like maybe like Tiger Woods or something, that someone's been that dominant. Like even Tom Brady. I mean, he's been great since he's young, but like they're probably the closest too.
No,
I'd say.
because I would say even less because Tom Brady in his the latter years has not been.
Yeah, and I mean he's 40 something.
Great.
Though.
Yeah.
LeBron's 30 something.
Well,
But also LeBron came in the league earlier than Tom Brady, so it's a little different. Brady was like 20 or something. No comparison, dude. I'm telling you, not a single person is more athletic.
yeah, no, he's ridiculous. I agree.
All right, I think it's time to wrap this one up, boys.
I love talking
Wrap
about
it
LeBron,
up.
dude.
Yep, it's been a
We're
longer
wrapping
one.
it up.
Wow.
Has it been long?
Yeah, it's been a while.
My God.
Hey, we'd always
Wow, we
chill
have
after.
A wide
Don't
range
matter.
of topics today, boys.
Yep,
A lot of
That's what
apocalypse
the
stuff. I like
podcast
that.
is all
Yeah, we had a lot-
about,
we had a lot of-
boys. You
I
just
agree.
talk.
A lot of rants.
it's a good one.
A lot of rants.
I'm
You
so
got a
glad that I've
rant?
been able
Not
to,
even
to
rants.
join us.
Tangents.
I'm so glad to
Can,
be
can
here.
I, can I end it on a one final thing? Because this
I
is
would-
stewing in my mind.
I would love for you to do
Thank
that.
Can you mention all that? You want to mention the stuff first? Like
Sure,
spot it? Okay.
sure.
All right, everyone. So if you
Why
want to
would-
find what?
Yeah,
It's
shout it
better
out,
than
Ryan. Go
guys
for
say,
it.
I
You can do
don't
it.
know.
No, I was just gonna say like Danny's got something to say.
Oh,
You
I
just
thought you-
do
I-
it
I
at
wanted
the
to
end.
end it with that though. I was gonna do all the like.
Oh, I thought he was gonna bring up like a topic, like
I
something. Like
was.
Oh,
yeah,
you
I
are?
was gonna
Yeah.
bring up
That's why I
something.
asked.
It's a
So if
quick
you want me to do the ending first.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
fuck.
Oh, okay. I thought you had like a message for the viewers.
No.
Okay.
no.
Go
So
for
you
it.
go
I was
ahead.
well. What I was gonna say is like, I've been thinking about this a little bit. Zoos.
Right.
I think a zoo is only good one time, and then after that, you never have to go back to a zoo ever, because it's not like new animals come out.
Because you've already seen the animal.
You've already seen the animal, right?
Right.
So what's the
Makes total
what's the
sense.
longevity of a zoo? I don't get how they stay in
That's
business.
so interesting.
How
Right?
many
New
okay, well,
people.
here's the catch.
Yeah.
Why am I
Who are
going to see the fucking tiger again?
Okay, here's the catch. You got someone who's never seen the tiger before. There's always going to be someone in there who's not ever seen these animals, right?
And
Yeah.
The second part is you have people who just like to see the animals, regardless if they've seen them already.
My grandmother is obsessed with seeing the fucking gorillas. She loves the gorillas.
There you
okay?
go.
She watched one of the gorillas being born like a couple years ago, like the one at the zoo. I don't know. There's like a whole family there.
She get attached.
Loves it. Obsessed. She looks at the newspaper all the time when they have like news about it, and then she's like,
R.I.P. Harambe.
She gets so upset with me when I don't bring her. Like I brought her the one time
Too
this
soon.
summer, and she wants to go so badly again. So like I have to bring her. Love you, Grandma.
Like I skip the polar bears completely because I've seen them 1,000 times.
They're so big and
They
cool.
either
though.
swim-
But there's
They're gone.
or they sit.
there's
And they're gone
there's,
from the
there's new
Philadelphia Zoo.
people though.
I don't
There's
know.
new people coming into the world all the time
Right.
who haven't seen these animals. And let's say
Dude.
you've been to the zoo one time, 3 times, and then you get a new girlfriend who's never been to the zoo, or
Yep.
Or you go to- you go
but
as a class
then you go to
trip.
the zoo.
And a lot of the kids from the class never been there. You know,
So
I
the
was there. 'cause
zoo's
my
got
grand-
some longevity.
I've been there
Yeah.
multiple times.
Same.
I get what you're saying though. I'm
been
not
to a lot of
seeing-
zoos.
I have no appeal to go to a zoo ever.
I'm
again in
not
my
seeing the
life.
market
Really?
value.
Dude, I went when I was like probably like 12, and now I went again recently with my grandma, and like, dude, I thought it was pretty sick. Like some of those monkeys are awesome,
I would go more than once in my life.
right? Dude, they fuck spider
I
monkeys.
think one
Fucking
time
awesome.
I'm good.
Really?
I think right now I'm yeah.
See, but like,
Unless
what
a
if you
fucking
went?
cockatoo comes out or
I
Were
something.
could
you- were
go
you
to
at
the
Disney? You
zoo
go to Disney?
tomorrow.
Huh?
You were in Disney,
I could
right?
too.
Yeah.
Do you go to Animal Kingdom?
No.
See, well, now you should go to Animal Kingdom.
Why?
Because it's cool.
I see. I just think it's not.
You
like,
go on
But
that safari,
okay, here
you
Animal
drive
King,
around.
Animal Kingdom. Yeah,
Is
that's
it-
what
is
I
it
was gonna
unique? Is
say.
it unique?
Animal
yeah, it's
Kingdom
sick.
is unique because you can kind of do this at like I don't know if the Six Flags thing's still open, but the drive-through safari that's neat.
I did that
We had the giraffes.
at Six Flags.
Yeah,
the
but
giraffes lay next
it's
to us.
better at
Alright.
it's way better.
Well, they have more land. Way more land.
I definitely
Special
would go
guest caller,
every
Big Howie.
every
Bring 'em
few
on.
years. Like
Mhm.
I think it's cool to go and just
A
be like,
refresher?
oh yeah, look at those cool animals. And also you
Alright.
can you bring people. It's like date idea. It's whatever
I guess it's a
whatever
good
it is.
date. It's a good date.
Because
Oh,
it's
I
like
have a great story for the zoo, guys. All right. Sorry to
boy.
interrupt you.
Sorry, I
want to
didn't think
finish?
this was gonna be a
Sean?
long
Sorry,
time.
Go ahead.
it popped in my brain. All right, you know me. So when I was younger, my grandmother took me to the zoo, and somehow I got gorilla poop on me, and I don't know how. All
Probably
over
threw
me.
it at you.
Wait, where on you?
Like on my pants, like all over my pants. So my grandmother had to go and like I was like really young, so she'd like take my pants off and like clean me and shit, and like clean my pants in the bathroom at the zoo.
I got something about zoos. I think I'm allergic to gorillas
Why?
because I went to a zoo one time where you could get like close to the gorilla thing. I guess like
They're
in
awesome, dude.
big wall, but like you could see them.
Right.
And I was like probably 6 or 7 years old, and I sneezed a lot near the
Do you
gorillas.
think it's possible coronavirus was near you at that point?
I think it's possible that I'm not allergic to gorillas at all, but I'm going with I think I'm allergic to gorillas, and I've been going with that my whole life.
Well, girls don't fucking me, and I think they threw shit at me. I think that's what happened.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
On that note,
I'd like to sign you guys out.
Tell us your opinion on zoos and other wildlife in the comments below.
Yeah. Check us out: Spotify, Stitcher, Himalaya, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, the whole shebang.
All the
You guys know the deal.
places to get it.
Drop comments, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Please, God, we need more love.
We
Danny?
love you.
Wow.
Danny,
Sign us
take
out.
us
Now
away.
we're adding it right there. That's the
No.
end right there.
Wise,
Please God,
just
we need more love. What do you want me to say after fucking that?
wise words for our viewers.
What's wiser than that?
Tell them how
Are
to
you
deal. Tell them how
fucking
to
kidding me?
tell them how to
Danny,
be safe
tell
with
them
the
to stay
coronavirus.
safe. Yeah, everything.
Stay safe.
Jesus
Stay. Come
Christ.
on.
Stay safe. Wash your hands. Fucking touch elbows.
Right. He loves you guys. Have a good one.
Right. Have a good
That was
night.
terrible, Danny. It's fucking terrible.
How was I supposed to follow up with it? Do you agree with me?
Yeah, that was pretty.